Yeah, show him I can still rap though. Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the back like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma make, keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got a buck for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. Kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me told me take a break. I keep going to the paper straight. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I get it done. I said it before, I'm a 101. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me come. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock it tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want that check, but can you make it stretch? Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.
But I'm sure Sony didn't know that they were gonna get acquired.
Nice. And Dark, I it'd be a good idea to say hi to everybody because we are live. And yes, we caught that. That was a little taste of what goes on behind the scenes. What is up, people? Welcome to another episode of the next podcast. And we are absolutely never, ever sponsored by Sweetfish. I just want to let you guys know that. I'm putting it out there right now. For people who don't know what it is, you lead a happier life than I do. But guys, we have an awesome show planned for you tonight. I am feeling some sort of way. I have been going in and out different conversations the last couple days on Twitter with a certain I don't know, J Dub and Christopher Hart, and it's got me feeling a little energetic over here. So I can't wait to get into these topics, man. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get into the intros, and I am going to start over there on the West Coast with our resident pony and the man who is definitely not afraid to throw an Xbot under the bus on Twitter. Of course, it is Dark Optimus. What is up, bro?
What's up, man? I have to take you down a peg sometimes. I have to make sure that you know that.
It made
Still,
no sense though. Like it made. No
It's because how it was worded. It made it sound like I was talking about you being that way when in actuality, I was talking about how you pointing shit out instead of not really like it is what it is. We it's water under the bridge. We'll get through it.
Dude, you didn't have to say anything. You just kept scrolling, bro.
I know. I didn't.
No,
but I was like, you know what? I
felt
gotta attack Xbot.
I think it was just your anger.
My brother.
Your anger over Crash Bandicoot, and you had to take it out on
It's
somebody.
so true. So true. I see, Pred's fucking, throwing up them fucking Crash Bandicoot fucking avatars and fucking everybody else, and I'm just
you
like,
notice how Crash is throwing up
off,
the X for Xbox, right? You see that? Crash is literally throwing up the X right there, bro.
See, Crash is throwing up the X because Xbox is gonna crash and burn.
Oh, listen to you already.
That's impressive.
Shout out to my homeboy Carudo. My homeboy Carudo on Twitter, who asked if this was going to be messy. It is already messy, guys. But dude, no, it's awesome to have you on, like we do every week.
For sure.
I am going to move on. To we're going to go back over here to New England, where we are watching a potential storm right now that could drop 2 inches of snow, or it can drop 18 inches of snow. And this is the way that we live during the winter. Of course, it is Crispy Bomb. What is going on, brother?
Yeah, snow. Thanks. Yeah, can I move to warmer weather, please? Like, it's not going to be 2 inches. Come on, bot. Like, we know it's going to be like 18 inches, and they're just going to drop the haymaker on us, and we're just going to have to deal with it. Shoveling is not fun, by the way, for people that don't know. Other than that, it's great to be here. I don't know. We were supposed to have some kind of craziness going on, even more than usual, but I don't know. Dark is just, standing on the ledge like, yes, I will take this. So let's enjoy the show, and let's get into these crazy topics that we have. I don't know if they're that crazy, but I'm
not even sure if my panel knows the topics. That's how deep we're into it.
We don't.
Maybe. I don't know.
This is what it's coming down.
Let's roll.
This is what it's. These are my friends. I just want to let you guys know that. But next on the list, we are going to the Lone Star State, and shout out to this man. He has been up since 1 a.m. today, and he is still here to entertain you guys in the chat and to basically talk shit to the panel. Of course, it is my brother Predator. Predator, what is up, bro?
We'll see how long I last tonight. Not much, man. 3 inches, man. You two over there in the East Coast are kind of used to 3 inches.
Wow.
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
I did not sub to your OnlyFans, by the way.
I know you will.
That's why he's trying to talk shit. That's why.
I'll send you, I'll
I
send you, I'll
resub.
send
Well,
you,
not if we're talking 3 inches.
And put
I'll
down
send you a
50 bucks.
taste. I'll send you a taste. You will.
Wow. First one's free. First one's free.
Hey, hey,
Welcome
just
to
let
the
him log
No,
on.
welcome to the
no. Oh
comes.
my goodness.
hey, I can send you some pictures of that one person we were talking about pre-show.
Yeah, I had to delete those pictures off of. I had to delete those pictures.
I'm sure you didn't save them on a backup drive or anything, just in case.
No,
I'm sure he
no.
got 'em
Normally I
somewhere.
do, but
He's
no,
got 'em
my
somewhere.
Yeah, he
My
does.
girlfriend / now wife was not having it. So, so yeah.
She's probably laughing at it too. She's like, "Oh shit, who sent that?" That's funny.
I'm sure you weren't having it either. So
Well,
He wanted to have it.
he don't want to answer that one. He's like, no, never mind.
I wanted to, but I had to turn it off.
I think right after that, I think I proposed. So
That's what
I'm
Dad
good
did.
where I'm at.
That's what Dad did.
Oh,
He's
man.
like, the ocean has fish like that
Oh,
out
my
there.
God.
I'm happy where I am.
That's what it's like.
I'm happy where I
Stay
am.
right here, bro.
Yeah.
Stay right here.
I ain't got to go anywhere else now. I'm good.
Yo, it's funny, like, you know,
if this is what the gaming streets got to offer.
He sounds like he's like locked behind bars or some shit. Like I don't even know.
Yo,
He's like,
Axel,
"Oh,
what is up,
everywhere
bro?"
else to go.
All right. Well, since K Mega chimed in, man, we got to introduce my brother who has been here from the beginning. He is coming live from the 405, and you know he's only trying to talk to the intelligent gamers out there. Of course, it is K Mega. What is up, brother?
What up, everybody? What's happening? What's going on? I don't know. I still don't know what the topics are, but I'm a professional. We're gonna keep it rolling. It's not like I haven't dipped my toe into the gaming information pool this week.
I don't know. Maybe
so
a couple
I'm
of the
pretty
topics
sure.
they might not be in the whole console war shit, and like social media, man. You seem surrounded by console war drama, bro. I'm just saying.
Man, listen. A big shout out to this new up and comer named John Wolf. He wanted to do a 1-on-1. It was great, and I feel bad because this is like I think I was like his third podcast or show, and I was the only one that had to get hate. Calling him corporate slave and all that. Like, and I told him I was sorry. He was like, "Oh no," he was excited about it. Like,
He's
oh,
like, I
man,
made
like,
it. I made it.
Yeah, I made it. I'm like, bro, no, you don't want them germs over there, infesting you. So it was good. So big shout out to John Wolf, man. Really do appreciate that thing. Just like with Ham Solo, you know what I'm saying? Those guys are going to be doing some great things coming up. But yeah, no, this is going to be really fun. I'm almost at the entire end of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So I'm on the last DLC. I'm probably about like 3.5, 4 hours in. So I'm about to get this bad boy done. Then get ready for Dawn of Ragnarok when that drops here in a couple of more months. But yeah, no, I've actually been enjoying Valhalla. I give it about a tie with my girl Cassandra, but still nothing's on Origins. Origins is just my all-time favorite.
Origins
Assassin's Creed,
level.
just another level.
I'm still playing Origins like on my days off when I can actually dedicate like a couple hours to get in there and stuff like that. So far,
I'm
so
actually
good,
surprised you're still playing it, dude. To be honest, like I
He
thought
was
you would
against
drop
it
it
before.
by
He
now.
didn't want to play it.
Yeah, I told him it was dope. Like, I mean, you can play
It is
how
good.
you want to. Yeah, like I mean, it's Witcher-esque.
Again,
Mhm.
like I'm looking at it like it's the very kind of like the origins of the assassins and stuff like that. So they don't necessarily have their kind of like their creed established and all that good stuff. And I'm getting into the story like that. Not bad, not bad so far. And I will be playing through that. But Darkness 2 was on sale for like $7.
I picked that up.
That definitely
picked that
cut
up,
into
so
it because that
I
is one of those games, bro. That game is just insanity. I absolutely love it. I actually have gameplay of it tonight on the show, as well as Doom Eternal, Halo multiplayer. You're seeing Fear 2 right now, so there's definitely a mix, and it goes from back compat to this generation games, stuff like that. A lot for you guys to check out, but we do have to get into the topics, and I'm gonna start with some news that might get some people sad. We all know Sea of Thieves has a huge player base, a huge consistent player base. People going in there consistently, whether it's to get treasures, build up their kind of like pirate, go exploring, all that good stuff. Well, Rare came out and let people know that the competitive mode, the arena mode, where I think there's like 4 or 5 teams, you each have a ship, you each get you each get treasure maps to go get treasure, but you're in this kind of like battle arena, and you have to get the most treasure in before anybody else. It's a time thing, and of course the other ships can attack you, can get their own treasure, stuff like that. It's a competitive mode. Um, but when season 6 drops, this mode is going away. So they're gonna basically lean all in on the creative exploration and story content aspect, and they are cutting off the arena to no longer be available in the game. Now, I gotta say, me personally, shout out to the people who do play arena. I feel for you guys when a mode, when a mode is out there and you guys are dedicated to it and you're playing it. It's gotta absolutely suck when the developer decides, well, it's about time. We're gonna take that out of there. Trust me, I do know how you feel with being a Destiny 2 player, because they don't necessarily just drop modes, but they take content and they call it putting it in the vault. So basically, you can't get to it, you can't play it until they decide to take it back out again. So I can kind of, understand what you guys might be feeling, but they are doing this to add more story content. There's supposed to be a mystery that is kind of like you're unraveling throughout the seasons this year. There's going to be more story content. There's going to be a lot more content in the exploration and kind of like the main part of Sea of Thieves. And Rare stated that they dropped this mode basically so they can focus on all that content that is dropping this year. And they did state that only 2% of the active player base are people who go in and play arena. So 2% of that player base are the ones that are going in and playing arena. And again, I feel bad for you guys, but the numbers, I got to say, the numbers, I can see why that mode would be on the chopping block, and for them to focus more on the story. But with that being said, I want to hear what the panel has to say about this with opinions. And I'm going to start with K Mega. Mega, I know you have spent time in Sea of Thieves. I got to ask if you ever played Arena, what your thoughts of that were, and what do you think about the news coming here where they're basically dropping that mode to focus more on the story content, exploration, stuff like that?
Yeah, no, I played it a couple of times.
It is
but
chaotic, man. It is crazy fun.
it is really fun. That's one of the best times when you're playing the game is when, or intense moments when you're playing against other characters, when they're trying to take your loot and things like that. When you're playing in the actual game world, this is just going into battle, having a good time, just trying to experiment on some of the crazy things that you could do if you could try to catapult yourself, or not catapult yourself, but like get thrown into enemy's camp with a bomb, or try to sink their ship from within if you could sneak in, things, all types of really cool different ideas and things that you could do. But like you said, it's only 2%. It's one of those things where you could play it for so long and then you're like, let me just get back into what makes Sea of Thieves. So I don't think anybody would be all up in arms or upset if it's only 2%, except for the people that constantly play it. But I'm pretty sure they looked at the numbers other than just seeing the 2%. Just probably seeing that with people like me who came in, played a few times, maybe had a group of people that want to come and do it and then come back maybe a couple of months later or whatever and do it and then just never go back to it. Obviously, it's one of those things where people just aren't resonating to it, and that's just taking away from the other factions, what the game is trying to do and everything like that. That content that people want is what makes Sea of Thieves great with the story modes, things like that. So, it's unfortunate people don't like it, but all these type of games like this do it all the time. So, like you said, it happens with Destiny, it happens with and they might bring it back to see if people will get gravitated to it. But no, hearing that they're taking out this resource to add to more of the resources, which is more popular within the game, I don't have a problem with it. I don't think a lot of gamers should. I seen that there was people on the internet today trying to make this out to be another end all be all. This is what Microsoft does because it's a Game Pass game type of
Our
stuff.
boy Chris Hart was going in hard, man. He's going in hard on it, bro.
I didn't see Christopher Hart do his thing. I saw other people doing it and trying to make it out to be something crazy, but it's really funny to me when people try to get into this mindset to want to point out these type of situations where something that's less than 2%, but then yet with the Uncharted collection, they took out all of the multiplayer, but they didn't say a word. So I don't want to listen to anything what those type of people talk about. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but I don't think it's the end of the world, and especially the last DLC that they dropped. It was majorly successful. Even got more people to jump on board, and I think that's the direction of where they want to go. So I don't see a problem with it.
K Mega, you talk about, I brought it up about the Destiny 2 thing. I want to let you know, because you've dabbled in Destiny 2, and
Yeah.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the what you thought was the best story was the one where Cade died. The force,
that and Osiris. Yeah, I really do dig Osiris.
Dude, that entire campaign where Cade died and you have to go after his killers and everything like that, they are putting that in the vault February 8th. So, like, you can't play that story February 8th moving forward until they decide to bring it back. It's a game as a service type situation, man.
Right.
It is what it is. And one thing I learned when it comes to Destiny 2, what they're doing is they're taking this content and putting, taking it out of there. So this way the game size stays a certain size, because once it swells to a certain extent, you start getting more kind of like glitches and oddities in the game that the developers are going to be spending more time trying to iron out, whether it's connectivity errors when it comes to going online, different glitches within the story and multiplayer components and stuff like that. So when there's a game as a service, you can't just constantly add content to it, because the game is going to get so big that you do start getting errors, you start getting glitches, you start getting things that just don't run right. And so they have to keep it a certain size. But Crispy, I don't know how you feel about Sea of Thieves, Crispy. Have you ever like went in and tried it out, man?
Briefly, and then I got the little treasure I actually found and got it stolen very quickly.
Yeah, it was one of those days, man.
So I look at this and I say, do you want to just go into a game mode where you have like a much higher chance of getting your treasure stolen? And I feel like, Sea of Thieves enjoyment really comes down to, who you play with and, how you, go after the treasure. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, there's probably a few people that are like, dude, like, this is what I enjoyed. And I totally get that. But, this game has a player base that generally does just what they do.
Yeah, 98% of them, man.
And it has nothing to do with that game mode. And it's like, well, they're just kind of like saying, okay, you 2%, if you really love our game, you're going to go and do what everybody else does. And it's kind of sad to say, but think about how long this game's been out. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of like isolating, like this one part that it's like, we can't continue to develop for this because there's no reason to be technical. At the end of the day, you got to make money. So, they look at it like, okay, if our player base is like gone down to 2%, like, I don't know. There's some games that you look at it and you're like, well, it's like 25% or something like that. And then you'd be like, yeah, why did you do that? Like,
Yeah.
there's 25%, but like, if they're saying 2%, I understand it's them saying 2%, but I mean, they wouldn't be doing this if there wasn't a reason to. And I feel like, that's what it is. Like, they're like, this is just not worth, putting the work into anymore. And, being a games as a service, you technically are constantly putting work into these things. So I could see that. I could also see maybe they took some devs off and said, hey, we're working on a new game, whether it be Everwild or something else. I mean, Everwild seems to be shelved. So I don't know what they're doing, but I see this in games that, constantly are innovating and doing stuff like that. Sometimes they just take parts out to take a few developers and say, hey, we're going to make something new. And that could be what it is. Maybe you'll be happy at the end. Maybe you'll hate it. But right now, I do feel a little bad for those 2%, but it's 2%. I'm sorry,
Oh yeah, no, man, I understand where you're coming from. Again, I feel bad for the people who do get in to that competitive part of Sea of Thieves, but when you're looking at 2% of the entire player base that's playing it, and when Rare has to be like, well, are we going to maintain this, or can we really just blow up and go crazy with the story adventures and all the other stuff that's in kind of like the original mode of Sea of Thieves? I think, and that's where most of the player base is. That's where most of the streamers. That's the content that they're getting into. That's pretty much what Sea of Thieves is known for. Now, the arena mode came out in 2019, and at that point in time, I think it injected something into the game that the game needed. But then over time, with them adding the story content and all the other stuff in the original mode, uh, people just kind of went back to that and never really jumped back into arena. Now, for people out there claiming that this means like the game is dying, that is completely absurd, because most of the people, the huge majority of people, are playing the original mode, and that's why they decided to trim the arena off. But let's go to our resident pony himself, the PlayStation King of Next Podcast. Of course, it is Dark Optimus. Dark, first off, I don't know if you what kind of experience you had in Sea of Thieves, or if you ever played Arena. So we'll start off with that, man. Have you ever played Arena? Gotten into Sea of Thieves at all?
Sea of Thieves is dead.
Oh my
Xbox
goodness.
is dying.
Yeah, that's why they paid $68 billion for that Band-Aid, right, bro?
Oh, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. Honestly, I played Sea of Thieves a little bit with K Mega and the Dawn. Shout out to the Dawn out there. It was fun, when we played it. We never played Arena. We just did the regular mode. I never played Arena. Honestly, I had no interest in that game in the first place. The only reason why I played it is because it was on Game Pass. Let's just be honest, it was there, so I was just like, oh, okay, I'll just play that. I'll just play it on Game Pass, and it was so barren in the beginning. I know it's lively now, but it's so hard for me to go back to a game if it's not already have some sort of content to it. I can't go back to something that, I mean, maybe later on down the line when they finish all their story stuff, or that maybe when they come out with like a sequel or some shit like that or something, maybe I might just hop in and
They're
finish
not
some
gonna
of the story
finish
stuff. But
their story stuff. Like, their story stuff is
right,
constantly being added to.
They got a lot.
yeah,
Yeah, they got a lot of story stuff in there now, though.
yeah, I understand, but it's so hard to go back to a game like that. I mean, if it doesn't grab me right away, man, I'm just like, nah, you know, and
Yo,
that's even with every game, that's not just I know people will probably say, "Oh, it's just because it's an Xbox game." No, it's not because it's just an Xbox game.
No, Dark.
Look
I
at Death
think I know what
Stranding.
it is.
I played that game.
I
I played
think
that game and I fucking can't. I can't go back to it. I can't. It's so fucking boring.
I think I know what it is. You are such a hardcore PlayStation fan and PlayStation gamer that when it comes to Sea of Thieves, there's not enough cutscenes. I think that's the reason why you don't like
It-
it because it's not 80%
I
cutscenes.
will. I will say I do like cutscenes. I
Well, you're a
played
movie guy. You're in the movie industry. I can
yeah, it's
definitely
true.
see that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and that's really the reason why is because I like all that story stuff and things like that. So it does make sense as to why I'm more of a single player gamer than I am a multiplayer. But yeah, I think for the people who did like Arena, that sucks, man. I feel for you. I mean, it doesn't. It always sucks when you're playing something, and then all of a sudden they take it away. And it's
Mhm.
like, oh, that sucks. Um, freaking RD Viper. The water was too real for Dark Autonomous.
yo, for real. Yo, he
That
felt
water
like,
though.
yo,
Bro,
dude, it just,
that water was way too real for me.
it just put in his mind
I
that
felt like I was on
California is
a ship.
sinking. All right, it's gonna crash into the ocean. He's gonna
That's
take it.
that's what it reminded me of, and I was like, I don't need any more reminders of that we're gonna go down. And if I go down, I'm going down with a ship, man. And I'm taking everybody
in,
else with me too.
in scuba
Fuck
gear.
everybody else.
In scuba
It's
gear.
scuba gear. Yeah.
But let's get Predator into this before he goes to sleep, man. He's been up for a long time. Pred, what do you think about this news of when it comes to Sea of Thieves? So Sea of Thieves for Christopher Hart out there, which for some rhyme or reason he really hasn't been showing up in the chat. I don't know why, Predator. I have no idea why, but Sea of Thieves had two modes: the exploration mode, which everybody pretty much knows, and then this competitive arena mode. Pred, what are your thoughts about them taking away that arena mode to add more content to the original mode of the game?
Who gives a shit? I don't think anybody's really the 8 people that played it. Like like that mode. I mean, like I don't think anybody cares. No one's gonna miss that. 2%. I mean, it sounds like it was almost like one of those I guess those options where they tried something and it didn't work out, and they're like, "Fuck that, let's pull out." Like
That
I mean,
pullout game is strong.
yeah, man. There's like, why playing this shit? Let's just go ahead and reuse our assets towards something else. And there's not to saying they can't bring it back, and tweak it a little bit, make it better. But I mean, it just sounds like 2% of the fan base is playing it. So like, why are we having the game? Like why is it there? Like no one's touching it. Let's just move on and make a different game mode, maybe. But it's not news to me. It's just like who cares? No one's playing this shit. We're take it off the server, and we tried to give you a different game mode, make the game entertaining. But to be honest with you, I haven't heard outside of this news. I haven't heard shit from Sea of Thieves in a while, so I
Well,
don't play it
the funny
anymore.
thing about Sea of
But
Thieves, like it has its own active user base, and they're constantly adding content. But shout out to my brother Vertigo. He is an avid Sea of Thieves guy. So he is on there like every day doing something. They got like daily challenges, weekly challenges, stuff like that. He is there just about every day doing something in that game. And one thing I told him, I was like, dude, how come Rare doesn't advertise more when they're dropping new content and doing stuff with the game? It just seems like they're happy with all the people. Now there's millions of people playing this game. Maybe not all at once, but they have millions of fans when it comes to Sea of Thieves. But yeah, Pred, they don't really advertise that
I
much.
mean,
Like,
you don't hear anything about it
no.
anymore. Like even Microsoft hasn't been like, because I mean, I think a lot of the problem was the game kind of was incomplete in the very beginning with it launching the way it did, and then I don't even know if they actually ever finished the game. Like if they're still in the beta phase, you know what I'm saying? Like, have they actually launched a full fucking Sea of Thieves game yet? The whole game itself, but it's been out for what 2 years now, 3 years.
almost 4.
Yeah, almost
4?
4.
I mean,
Yeah.
it, it's almost
Well,
like
it's a game as a service, so you're never gonna
yeah,
get
it's
like
never
that
gonna
complete
die.
Yeah,
package.
no,
It's
You
just
know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
They
I
have
just
complete stories and stuff. Like, I mean, we've done like I couldn't tell you how many. I mean, we streamed it. The last one that I did was the Johnny Depp one with Pirates of the Caribbean, and
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the
that was
last
like a
update I remember.
yeah, that was like a week's worth of content to keep playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like I mean, it's not it's like the service aspect of it is where it never dies, but just saying that there is not any completeness to it. Yeah, no, you can beat modes, I mean stories and within it and hunt certain type of treasures and things like that. It's kind of like I guess like you would think of like WoW or um uh Black Desert games like that,
Mhm.
where you'll beat a mission, get done with that whole sequence, and then get back to doing your grinding again.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's been a while since I've heard anybody, at least in my timeline and the circles I'm in, anyway, even discuss Sea of Thieves. Like the last time I played was with Dawn, and that was probably before that. Maybe right after that content came out. That you were just talking about, but like I haven't really touched the game. I haven't really heard anybody talk about it, and I'm sure it has a fan base that enjoys it, a cult following, but um, for the majority of us that have kind of moved on to something else, like I don't really think we give a shit. Like we don't care. We weren't playing that game mode anyway, so it's like okay, take it. The 2% that are playing it are probably streamers, that are doing it with other friends or
That's a good
maybe there's a
point as
better way
well.
to get loot, but I don't know. It's not news to me. I mean, it's a game mode no one's using. Cut out the fat, and just move on to something else. Maybe they can make another competitive game mode by getting rid of this one. So
Yeah, I mean maybe in the future they'll bring back some type of competitive mode or whatnot. Again, and this is me for people out there, people in the chat, people who check out the show afterwards. If you're a Destiny 2 guy, then you kind of understand what's going on here, and it by no means does this mean that the game is like dying or anything like that. Do you hear me, Dark Optimus? Do you hear me when I say this? All right, so don't
No, he
go out
doesn't.
there on social
All he
media
hears is
and start talking about how Sea of Thieves is
What are you bitching
dying.
about?
I said
What are you
that
bitching
this
about?
news does not mean that Sea of Thieves is dying at all, bro. I just
You
want to
don't
let
know
you
that.
know
You don't know
before
that.
you hit Twitter
You don't know
and
that.
start going
You're not
crazy.
fucking psychic. You
You
don't
want to
know
make
that.
spaces about it, bro? Oh no, you only
Oh, dude.
nah. He's still waiting for factions. It's okay.
Oh!
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for Pred's OnlyFans to get better than it is. All right.
I swear, it's like he was waiting for that to
he keeps
happen. It's
tipping
like
though. He keeps tipping though, so it doesn't matter. That's all that matters.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Spice must flow.
Please resub.
dun, dun. Well, guys, on that note, again, it is sad for the people who do get into that mode, but I am looking forward to the future of Sea of Thieves and all the content they did put out kind of like a graphic of what's coming in season 6, 7, 8, I think 9 and 10. Um, and one of the things that really interests me is like a mystery starts to unravel, and you can see it kind of go throughout the seasons. They're talking about that mystery. I want to know exactly what that is, and it might be something that kind of leads to changing the game after that season and moving forward into other seasons. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do there. um Speaking of interesting, I think Dark is gonna love this, and I'm probably gonna go to him first on this topic because Horizon Forbidden West, a cross-gen title for PlayStation, has officially gone gold. And with that, IGN has come out and they showed comparisons between Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West. They talked about new things that were added to the game, kind of like new functionalities, new ways to craft and stuff like that. And they're really kind of going in, and there are people getting excited for this title. So, Dark, it's not too long of a wait now, man. I gotta ask, what have you checked out some of the new content? What IGN has put out there? Are you getting excited? Does this look like a step up from the original Horizon with everything that they've shown so far?
Game of the year, baby. Game of the year.
Anybody else on the
No.
panel, feel free to chime in and bring him down off his high horse with this. All right.
Honestly, I've been looking forward to this game for a while, ever since they announced it. I did check out some of the stuff, dude. I don't want to see too much, because I mean, I want to go into the game kind of a little bit blind.
You haven't seen enough already?
I mean, I've already seen enough already, of the game. I've seen, I check out certain things because I know he's gonna fucking ask about that shit. So that's why because I know I've been around this guy for
Sir, I am
long
not
enough
that
to
predictable,
know what kind
man.
of person.
I throw
No, you
curveballs,
are.
okay?
You're fucking no. You're predictable. As
Well, I
fuck.
used to throw
Don't
curveballs, and then Pret
try
told
to-
me to stop it.
Yeah.
He's like, that wasn't on the list of topics, bro. You gotta chill with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it wasn't. Usually it wasn't.
But nobody looks at the topics
but-
anyway, so I don't understand.
It's true. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I liked the first one. I didn't think the first one was fantastic or anything, but I thought it had a good gameplay. Had good. That was about it, really. Like, the story wasn't really that great. Like, the story was kind of meh on it. But I thought the gameplay was a lot of fun. The only thing I didn't like about the gameplay is the whole, like, tracking of the
toasters,
the machines and stuff, the machines
microwaves.
and stuff. They just kind of go in like a circle. I hopefully that gets taken out of this one. I don't think they really need that. I think if they have like a random, those machines randomly, walking throughout the world, it's fine. They don't need to be like in an assembly line or anything like that.
That's the way that they operate, sir. They just walk in that circle. That's their world.
Okay. Well, I mean, they can improve upon that and stuff, make it better. It looks good, man. I mean, as a person who likes playing on PlayStation, and people who play on PlayStation, you should be excited for this. I mean, you guys don't play on PlayStation, so I mean, of course you're not gonna.
I played
for it.
Horizon Zero Dawn, sir.
Yeah, but I mean,
Heck.
you didn't like the game, so.
Oh, so my opinion doesn't count because I didn't like the game. So anybody who says
No,
I
I'm
didn't
just
like
saying
the
you
game,
didn't like. I'm just saying you didn't like the game, so.
yeah, there's
you're not gonna
reasons
play this.
why, and I hope they fix it for the next one.
Yeah. But I mean, the first one had good qualities, and
It was
now
boring.
it's gold, so we know that it's gonna have it's gonna be out this month, and which is surprising because I mean, I honestly thought at least one of these would like be like, no, we're coming out in like March or April or something. But
You know
nope.
what's interesting, Dark? This is interesting, and I wonder if you have any type of thought or opinion on this. Now, they just recently showed PlayStation 4 Pro gameplay. All right, that's like the newest
Yeah.
gameplay that they dropped to show what the PS4 Pro, how it looks on that. My question to you is, why did they use the PS4 Pro if they stopped making the PS4 Pro? Like, why didn't they show? They're going back and they're making more PS4s, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's
Mhm.
not the Pro. They're making like the PS4 Slim model or whatnot. Why are they using the PS4 Pro to show this when they're not making them anymore?
Probably because it doesn't look as good as on the PS4 than the base PS4 as it does on the Pro. It's probably what it is.
See, that's the proper answer right there, and I respect you for that.
Excuses.
I respect you for that.
I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, we've kind of seen that with we saw that with fucking Cyberpunk. All they did was just show the PC version of the game, and show me the console version of the game. So I mean, this could be the issues that it's probably not going to be the same issue where the console version just didn't play well or whatever. The game's probably going to play well, but it probably doesn't look as good as it would on a Pro or a PS5. Because I mean, you got to remember, the original PS4 came out 2013. So like that's such a long time ago, man. I mean, even games on the base Xbox don't look very good.
It just
So,
seems like
I
they're.
mean, they still look okay, but they're not like crazy
It,
good
it
looking.
it just seemed like that they were with smoke and mirrors trying to justify producing another million PS4s and just slipping in
Mhm.
gameplay of the Pro. That's like and people out there
Yeah.
again, like I'm just talking from their history when it comes to marketing. They are not uh the most honest company
It's
when it comes
called
down to it.
crafting. Bot. It's called crafting.
Crafting.
Well,
Crafting.
they kind of don't. I mean, no company wants to show a worser version of their game. Like, I'm sure, you know, I'm sure Gorilla wasn't like it wasn't probably up to them. It was probably up to Sony to be
Oh yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, we'll should have just shown it on the Pro because it looks better on the Pro." And that was just the whole situation. I mean, it might look good on the PS4, the base PS4, but we don't know. We haven't seen any gameplay of that. We've only seen 5 and PS4 Pro. That's it. So
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny that we haven't seen like gameplay on the machine that they are producing a million for this year to make sure people have a chance to be able to play this game and the other exclusives that are coming out this year. It was a little awkward, man. But I do have to say, my experience with Horizon Zero Dawn. First off, when I got into the game was absolutely
it's not.
beautiful
But that's the thing. It's
graphically.
not. It's not.
I,
It's not like
I was
Xbox shows the fucking base Xbox fucking
No, they don't at all. They show
gameplay.
Series
They
X
sh-
constantly,
they
and if
don't.
you have the other
Yeah,
ones,
exactly.
because because
Exactly.
because they
Because of
they
that.
they've been
Or they
promoting
can show PC.
they have been promoting
Or they show
cross gen
PVC. Exactly.
since before the Series X dropped, and basically a lot of people were saying how the Xbox One generation would hold the Series X back, and me and I believe K Mega was in total agreement saying the same thing. It's not that that generation would hold the Series X back. It's that that generation would get the biggest hits graphically
Right.
and
Exactly.
performance wise
Exactly.
when it comes down to it.
Exactly.
And
So
yeah,
it's the same. It's the same thing with what's going on with the PlayStation. It's probably the PlayStation version probably got a big hit, and the Pro is better. It's a better
well, Dark,
looking.
I'm just
Pro
So they
saying,
gives
didn't
you
they
gives
didn't
you
want to show
what?
it off.
I'm just saying, you never see Xbox coming out with, hey, this is Xbox One X gameplay of this. You know what I'm saying? That was the most powerful console last generation,
No,
and
it's
they don't do
usually
that.
it's usually for them. It's X and S and PC. That's what it is. They've kind of moved away from their older,
Yeah.
showing off their older.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Definitely agree with
yeah.
you. On that note, let me hit up these couple super chats. Guess what, guys? The super chat works. Sir X-Man proved it, and Lucifer followed suit. So shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for the support of this channel, man. I really, really do appreciate it. Now, Sir X-Man said, and I can't believe I got to read this. He says, "Who does 18 holes of golf and gets no skins? Xbox." And bro, you are leaving facts out there that I was playing against. Yes, you were there, but I was also playing against Vertigo, which is quite possibly the most talented golfer we have in our group of golfers. And that doesn't mean that I wasn't getting birdies and eagles anytime I would do really good on holes. Either you or Vertigo would do good on that hole as well and bring the skins over to the next hole. So it is not my fault that I got a goose egg on that, but it was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun playing that with you and Vertigo. Shout out to you. Yo, Lucifer says 69 billion spent. Maybe send some to Ep.4 for gameplay video skills. What is going on here?
Oh.
And then he
Get
says,
'em.
K Mega rules.
Bloody.
Are you trying to say that you are not? I have been. My eyes have
Are
been
you
hooked
not
on this
entertained?
gameplay since we have started. Yo, you got Darkness 2, you got Forza Horizon 5, you're seeing Doom Eternal right now. How can you not like this, Lucifer? I don't understand, bro. But yo,
They're
thank
not
you.
gonna send. They're not gonna send Bot anything because you know why? He'll do it for free. So they already know that.
What will I do for free? I don't what.
Oh,
Make gameplay.
Oh, dude, I have a 1 terabyte hard drive connected to my computer. It's just all gameplay. All gameplay.
Aren't you special?
Hey man, I
Oh,
stock
this
up,
is
bro. I
special.
stock up, you know. I thank God that I got an Elgato, and I can just it's so easy to record. But again, shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for that. Let's move on to let's see. Let's go to Pred on this whole Horizon Forbidden West, man. Did you check out any of the gameplay? What do you think about what you're seeing with this game? To me, I feel like the game is beautiful, but the aesthetics are weird. To me, it looks like Aloy, the character, is separate from the environment. Like the environment's like a screen in back of the character. It's something that I've noticed even back when I had a PS4. Like a lot of their first party games, it has this look like the character is separate from the environment, and that kind of bugs me out, man. But did you check out any of the gameplay? What do you think, bro?
I didn't really get to see any of this latest gameplay that came out recently, but I mean, I thought the original Horizon looked really good, but I played it, a little bit of it, and like Dark was saying earlier, if it doesn't catch me in the first, hour or so, you know me, I'll know life a game if it's good. That game never caught my attention. Um, it just wasn't. It wasn't for me. Um, I was hoping the second iteration would be better. It may be, but I mean, I can't find a PlayStation 5 to play it on, or a PlayStation 4 for that matter,
Well, they're
in most
making
cases. So
PS4s, so man, like you can grab a
yeah, I mean, like,
PS4.
be honest with
They
you, like, I
gotta
mean,
sell something.
yeah, I mean, and we talked about this before. Like, I mean, like, if you're making games supposedly for the PlayStation 5, because that was their, we believe in generations, right, in the beginning. But now people can't get into that generation, So, um, so yeah, then the first step was like, okay, we'll put it on PlayStation 4, but they pulled all the PlayStation 4 off the shelf. So, like, if you notice, you can't find a PS4 anywhere either, and it's been like that for a while now. So now I had to go back and remanufacture those to get the games they're making able to be purchased to play. Because a lot of people like myself got rid of the PlayStation 4 because we were told we need a PlayStation 5 for the next generation, right? So
That's
we
a
got rid of our
great point.
PlayStation 4s, to get a PlayStation 5, and we couldn't find one. So now we gotta go back and get a PlayStation 4. Making sense to me. So like, they kind of had to do this, because they weren't. The other option was just put it straight on PC, which they're not going to do it at this point in time. So the only way these games are going to sell is if they put them back on PlayStation 4. And now they got to make PlayStation 4s for these games, so people can buy the games and play them on the PlayStation 4s that they got rid of to get the PlayStation 5. So there's that. But I digress. So I think in this situation, the game, I mean, I've seen gameplay footage from the past, and it doesn't look like it's a shitty looking game or anything like that. But I need to see more of the story um, in this aspect to kind of draw me in a little bit more. Again, it would have been nice if I would have been able to buy the game somewhere else besides the PlayStation 5 or 4 in this matter. Like, I would have loved to play this on PC, but it in day and date would have been great, especially considering what Microsoft just did. I would have hoped that the answer to that would have been just to put this game day and date on PC. But again, I digress. So um, I don't know. I mean, I'm interested in the game, but like the chances of me getting to play it right now, right when it launches, without having a system to play it on, are really slim. Some to not, to be honest with you, but it's whatever. I mean,
you make
I'm
you make a
excited.
lot of sense with the whole day and date thing dropping on PC, especially with what you just talked about with PS4s kind of being taken off the shelves, but PS5s can't be found anywhere. And like, so do you think they are gonna have PS4s like on the shelves when this game drops, or do you think that's gonna be a little bit later as well?
I think that's gonna be a little bit later. Because keep in mind, we've only had one custom console this year from either party, and that was the Halo.
Yeah.
And you would think that they would have ramped up production for the PlayStation 5 for this game to get it out, and make a custom console, because that's what they would have done in the past, right? They would have made a custom every time they come out with a Spider-Man, or God of War, or, an exclusive, exclusive game. They've already had a custom console for it. They can't do that right now. They just, because of production. So you've not heard of it. I've not seen it if it's out there, but like I've not seen a custom PlayStation 5 for Horizon Zero Dawn. And what's their next big release after this one?
Um.
God of War,
God
maybe.
of War,
Forspoken.
but
Forspoken.
Forspoken is next, and then
Yeah, they're not gonna do it
Gran
for
Turismo.
Forspoken.
GT7.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah,
And
and they
then
Maybe
started
GT7.
ramping up advertising for GT7. It's Find Your
How
Line.
much
Yeah.
of a slap in the face would it be if they came with a custom PS4 Pro?
Dude, you just read my mind with that. I was like, well, they can make a custom PS4.
Or
No?
Grand Theft Auto, or not? I'm sorry,
GT7?
Gran Turismo, or God of War. Like, wouldn't that be a slap in the face to the PS5 people?
Oh my goodness.
they
Um,
wouldn't
that
care. They wouldn't care.
that would just suck if I was like, I'd be like, dude, because I've been holding out for like another PlayStation 5. My stepson has mine. I mean, it's his, let's put it that way. But I wanted another PlayStation 5 for this or for God of War. I want to play Horizon or God of War when it comes out. But like the chances of me getting one right now, so I'd be better off just going back and buying a used PlayStation 4 Pro, right? I mean,
At least
and they're not
you'll
anywhere.
know what Horizon looks like because they released
Yeah,
pro footage. Yeah.
and that's where they did that too, because usually you put it on the best visible console that you have.
Well, I think the
And
first gameplays that they showed, the first like round of gameplay that they showed was all PS5. But
Yeah, that was.
yeah, I think it's interesting that they're not making PS4 Pros anymore, but they're like, no, we're not showing the base PS4 kind of like gameplay and how that looks. No, we'll throw it on the Pro and put that out there. Maybe people won't see that.
because that's where everyone's had to buy it because they can't find a 5. So um, I don't. Yeah, I mean, it's the truth, man. Like, I mean, I'm sure we have some people in chat. I mean, some people. It's not like people aren't buying them; they're out there. But like, um, I haven't seen a PS5 for sale. Like, just like like we used to get those updates. Like, oh, Amazon's getting
Yeah.
or Best Buy's getting some. When's the last time we saw that shit? So like
I think probably November, December, maybe.
right for the holidays, maybe.
Yeah,
They had like a
right
last
before the
push, but
holidays.
it was like
Yeah.
8 of them. So
Yeah, exactly.
you had to kill someone's mom and fucking murder their brother or something to get it. But like yeah, like I mean, they're not mass producing those. So like like I can go online right now and get a fucking uh, Series S right now.
Yeah.
Um, that's just the fuck up with them not making a different SKU. But
Mhm.
I mean, the matter of fact is, like, the people who want to play this game, if they don't already have a 5 or they still held on to their 4, they're probably not going to get a chance to play it.
Man, I don't know. Again, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan. Like when I first played it, again, it looked absolutely gorgeous, and that's what kept me playing it was the graphics. But over time, like no matter how good a game looks, it kind of just becomes normal. and
Mhm.
that kind of like that factor, that wow factor of, oh my goodness, this looks like insane, just becomes, yeah, well, that's Horizon, that's the way it looks. And
Yeah.
the gameplay really didn't catch me. The side quests were kind of like very bland, and the AI, like the
The
NPCs,
voice
man,
acting was
it
terrible.
was horrible, dude. It was horrible. I couldn't get into that, man. Um, so it was unfortunate, but it is a very pretty game, and it looks like this one as well is on that kind of like standard when it comes to the looks and the graphics. But let's get K Mega in on this, and then we'll go to Crispy, and then we'll go to another topic. So K Mega, from all the new gameplay shown, IGN showing kind of like the new things that are involved in the game. Um, what do you think, man? Are you hyped for it? Does it look like a step up from Horizon Zero Dawn? I know they did a comparison. I saw the comparisons on Twitter, and somebody was with the hashtag kind of like cut and paste or whatnot.
Oh
But
yeah, I saw J
yeah,
Rock do that. That was funny.
yeah, that kind of took off a little bit as well, man.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I mean
but
it is what it is. But I mean, it's a cool looking animation. The way she slings down off a line using the rope. So and listen, this isn't This isn't the first. We'll see it with God of War 2. There'll be some things that'll be similar to, like, there's not going to be two enhancements. I think that's the one thing about with sequels that people like and want to see, is you add more cool stuff, but then yet you keep the stuff that was really cool, and then kind of overgloss something that wasn't that cool, and replace it with something else that might be potentially cool for when, of course, we'll see another Horizon, whatever the next game will be after this one. But no, I'm excited for it. No, I like the game. I enjoyed the game. It's not my favorite game I've ever played. But yeah, no, like everybody's been saying, like, it's a beautiful game. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I got my PlayStation 4, it's right here, but I'd rather play it on PC because this is my thing. I or if I got my hands on a PlayStation 5, but look, I'm cool. I can wait on a PlayStation 5, like I've talked about before. Um, it's like Fred was making the point, like, man, day and date would have just made so much sense. I made these points to other people. Like, the day and date just makes so much sense to put these products out there. You would make more money. Like, I'm just, like, I understand that you could do the double dip thing, but you're still selling it at a loss than at a premium. So if you had a day and date, I would have got this day one on PC. I had the actual better experience on my PC playing Horizon Zero Dawn the second time around because of just all the other enhancements that you could play. Like God of War. I'm playing God of War on PC right now. Like I can play it with my Xbox controller. I can, what I'm saying, I can, I hit I hit better frame rates. I do all these other things with the game. It just looks better. It just performs better on PC for me than it does off of my PlayStation 4. So I mean, and I've done that with games that's been on the Xbox One, and I've seen that those games pop on PlayStation. I mean, no, not PlayStation, but on a PC, and they give second life to it. Like,
Mhm.
okay, because it performs better, things like that. So no, I'm looking forward to it. I saw a clip or two. I didn't watch the whole thing. I've seen people showing some clips of it. I know people was dogging out the snake because when they showed the actual original trailer, and whenever that they showed it, it looked really, really fantastic. The snake looked all bright and all this. And then when they showed the snake this time, like it just didn't, it didn't give up the part. Now, if you said that that's the PlayStation Pro version, then of course it's not going to look as good as it would on the PlayStation 5 version or on PC. So again, it is odd for PlayStation to do what they do, but it's like I said, it's being crafty. They want to make people say, well, this is technically a PlayStation 4, so yeah, the game will look like this, and that will get people to try to buy another PlayStation 4 or be happy to get the game on a PlayStation 4 because there's so many PlayStation 4s still out there in the wild. So that to
Hey,
me,
here's a thought.
yeah,
Maybe
go ahead.
maybe that was the actual PlayStation 5 version was downgraded so bad.
Oh, if it was
That's even
that's atrocious.
Oh,
And
I
if
mean,
it,
I'll
and if
find
it,
out on the
and
18th.
we sure the hell will. We'll find out. And listen, there'll be. It's not like it was last year. And there's plenty of people that will give that same type of flavor and spice to the PlayStation community, just like they did with Xbox. So it'll be something to see. Another thing that we've noticed that we haven't seen Digital Foundry do too many comparisons here lately. I haven't seen too many, or just comparison videos in general. We used to see tons of them. We don't see that much.
There hasn't been any games, dude.
There's been games out there. Like you mean to tell me like nobody wouldn't want to see something that's out there? Like you can even go back to another good older game.
I mean, yeah, you
To
could.
do
I
comparison.
just don't think that they
So
do that. I think they
no,
focus
I
on
just
Battlefield.
AAA.
Last one I remember them doing.
yeah, like I mean it's
They
been a
focus
while
on AAA. They focus on AAA. Um, you know, games like that. They don't
I would say,
focus on
don't
like
say
indies or
bangers.
things
Don't
like
say
that.
bangers. Thank
though.
you.
No,
my
no.
God. Yeah.
I was trying to
Bangers.
no. They just focus on AAA stuff, not indie stuff. So I mean, there hasn't been anything that was AAA in a while. It's mostly been indie or double A. They don't really do that. They only
Well,
ever
it's right
focus on
after
like the big title.
right after the holiday season, man. You're not going to get a lot of games to drop like right after.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, like I said, the last one I think
Right.
I remember seeing who was Battlefield and maybe
Right.
Call of Duty.
Dude, people are going in so hard on Battlefield, and they're like, it's
Battlefield is
garbage.
better than what a lot of people are trying to say it is. It is a disappointment from what people were expecting, yes. But is it as bad as people projecting? This kind of reminds me of the Halo 5 situation. Like people aren't. I mean, there are disappointments. There are things in there that I just. But people are roasting it, and I'm like, and I asked someone like, "Man, when's the last time you played it?" Oh, I ain't played it yet. Okay, I got you. Okay, you one of those. But
The problem with Battlefield is it's got the name Battlefield on it. If it
right,
was,
right.
random futuristic shooter one, then people would have been like, "Oh, this game's awesome." But because it says Battlefield in front of it, you kind of get that, that stigma of it being Battlefield. And
Was that a
it's
little
not
Halo
the same.
heat you were throwing there, Fred? Like futuristic shooter one. Oh
No,
no.
I wasn't throwing shade at Halo. It's a
Just-
near time futuristic shooter. That's what it is. It isn't like
Infinite
fucking
wasn't that great.
pulse rifle shooter, Destiny or some shit like that.
Dark,
Yeah,
you shut
so
up with your blasphemy right there.
I heard it. Yeah, I was
heard
waiting
that.
for somebody to say something. But anyway, but no, I just looked at it from. No, I'm excited for it. But most likely, unless a PlayStation 5 land in my lap here sometime soon, I'll just wait for it to drop on PC. Some people are saying 2-3 years. I doubt that seriously, but so I'll just get that experience. Then.
Oh, for Horizon? Hell no, it's gonna be like 6 months.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's about 6 months to a year max. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
and then I'll get the chance to enjoy it then. So, but yeah, no, I am looking forward to it. I did like the last game. I do agree with Dark, that like the story is pretty bland. The voice acting is absolutely awful. But like I said, it's
The
one of
DLC
those-
was way better than the actual game, actually.
yeah. See, and now that's I'm trying to get to the DLC part now. Well, after I get done doing with this, because I'm still on my single player game kick, and so I'm just like, yeah, I'll probably go in there and knock out that DLC. But I just, for me, it's one of those things where the game itself, some people want to make it bigger than life because it's the sequel to something that a lot of people was praising. But really, if Horizon Forbidden West, not Forbidden West, but the first game, Horizon Dawn, was an Xbox game, it would get praised for its beauty, right? But it would get knocked for everything else.
Everything else.
Everything else.
It would get knocked just for being on Xbox, dude.
Right. It would get knocked for just being on Xbox.
And that's the stupid thing.
Right, and that's the thing that bothers me about it, because the game is far from perfect, but people will try to swear up and down that it's perfect. Now, I do feel, this is my opinion, I was telling some people this, is that I feel that Forbidden West is going to be the best PlayStation game out of the sequels. that's supposed to be coming out here for the foreseeable future.
So you're trying to say better than Ragnarok, then is what you're trying to say.
Better than Ragnarok, better than God of War, better than Gran Turismo 7. I think that this version will kind of be in that same
definitely.
realm.
I can already see it better than Gran Turismo 7. Like that I don't know what they're doing with that shit, man. Oh my goodness,
bro. I don't know, but I think that this is going to take a leap. Story, voice acting, and then of course we see graphically it looks a lot better. Or just with the animations and everything, the combat, everything looks good and it looks a lot better and polished. Will probably be the big leap from like Uncharted 1 to Uncharted 2. That's how big I think that it's going to be for Ben West.
I could see that.
I think this will probably be the more popular game going forward. There will be people that will swear up and down that God of War is going to be that, but I just feel in my gut that Forbidden West is going to be that special in that department with the sequels. But yeah, no, I'd just rather wait until it comes on PC. And I don't have no problem waiting. I got plenty of content that's going to be dropping not only with Xbox, Nintendo, and PC. So I'm good.
Nice. And with all this talk about gameplay, guys, Doom Eternal is playing right now. If you have not tried this game
that you playing it? You fucking suck, dude. Jesus
what?
Christ.
I have not died, dude.
Terrible.
I have not died whatsoever.
I don't know.
I'm gonna show my gameplay of me playing that when I really get going with that.
I feel like K Mega is doing some crazy shit.
This
in that
game is
you just walk around, bot.
So freaking good.
You walk around and you just it doesn't look good, dude.
I'm loving this gameplay slander that bot's getting right now. Finally,
Dark. When was the last time I got gameplay from you? Until I get gameplay from you again, I don't do gameplay. I don't want to hear shit about it.
I don't do gameplay. Listen. Yeah. I already know my gameplay shitty. Okay, you failed to accept that your gameplay shitty. So
no, it's not shitty.
I already
know. Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to Bunty. What is up, bro? Shout out to Dennis Haas. Dennis Haas said what I said about kind of like the characters looking separated from the environment. He said it's the white line that outlines the character. So that could be it, man. But it's so weird. It looks like they're doing what they're doing in front of a green screen at points in time. Like it's really awkward to me. Like the game looks great, like graphic wise and stuff like that.
It's because for the most part they are kind of doing it under a green screen with mocap and stuff like that. They're kind of hard, you know.
I mean, but can you actually at least say the gameplay is great too? The gameplay was. I like the gameplay.
The reason why it looks like it's pulled away, dude, is because of the fact that if they get really close to, it's probably a bug thing. They probably don't want to eliminate as much bugs as they can possibly eliminate, and that's why it looks like that.
It just feels weird. Again, this is a me thing, guys.
There's a lot of games that do that though, dude. That's the thing. Like if you ever look at
this game doesn't. This game we're watching right now looks absolutely beautiful.
Well, it's because it's a first-person shooter, dude. First-person shooters are completely different than third-person. If you look at every third-person game that's come out in the last like 5 or 6 years, they all kind of have that. Even Jedi Fallen Order has it, where when he does certain things or whatever, it looks like he's pulled away from.
I didn't see that.
They all look Rise-ish. Oh, that gets the stands pissed off. I see it.
Oh no! Oh no! But all right, we got to get to Crispy about the Horizon Forbidden West, man. Now, Crispy, I don't know what you felt about anything you saw, like when it came to Zero Dawn, but what are your feelings now? Like this game's gone gold. There's going to be no delay. It's coming out. Does it look good to you, man? Does it look like that? That title that maybe down the line you might invest in a PS5 for. What are your thoughts on this, bro?
Why would I do that when they're playing it on the PlayStation 4 as of recently?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Why?
Not wrong.
That's true.
I mean, let's be honest for a second. Would you consider that a downgrade? That is number one.
Crispy, I just thought about something. You might make me change my mind. In about 6 months, I mean, 6 to 8 months, Forbidden West is going to be probably about like $30. like
Probably.
$30
Yeah.
on PlayStation 4. Oh my goodness, I can. Well, no.
Actually, it'd probably be
I'm
like
not
30
saying
bucks
that it's not
sooner
going to
than
look
that, dude.
good.
And
I'm
yeah,
not
3 months.
saying that
Oh,
either. All I'm
no.
saying is that would you consider that a downgrade? Okay, would you? Because I would. And
Oh.
you know, you got to remember, because I'm sorry, and I'm gonna bring it up. How many times we hear we believe in generations? How many of
Uh-oh.
you stand motherfuckers that think,
Oh.
oh, this is
Shit.
so good. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Or still have a PS4, number one. Number two, actually don't care about Forbidden West at all and are just throwing shade at other people because you can. And then all of a sudden, it's PS4 Pro and you are quiet. And why are you quiet? Because you can't go
'Cause they
against
weren't
your
gonna play
own brand.
Oh.
You can't say, hey, there's a problem here. What's going on? Are you trying to sell PS4s or PS5s? Let's
They are
get it
lying on
straight.
me.
The answer is
All right.
both. They're trying to sell both.
No. They're trying to sell PS4s right now because for some gosh darn reason, they can't get the PS5s out quick enough.
Yo,
Yet
listen,
they're
Crispy,
twice the
you already
amount
said
of sales.
motherfucker. You don't have to say gosh darn after that. Like, yo, you know what
No,
I'm saying?
I
That is
swear,
true.
I swear when I want to swear, bot. You
Oh,
don't
okay,
tell
I'm sorry.
me when
I'm
to
sorry.
swear.
Bow down.
Okay.
Bow down. My
Oh,
bad.
All's
this
I
white
gotta
on white-
say.
This white on white crumbs get juicy. I'm
All
loving
I
it.
gotta
Let's
say,
go.
and
Great.
I'm
Great.
gonna end
I
this.
love it.
I'm going to end this very quickly. I am so glad that it's gone gold, so I can stop talking about this gosh darn game
Oof.
that has been sitting there in front of our faces for how long? They've given gameplay almost an entire year ago, and we continue to talk about this game. This is called regurgitation from PlayStation
Ugh.
because they have nothing else. This is what they have right now. They are going to give it to you. You're going to see Forspoken, which some people think
can't
is going to
stand
be
that
great.
name,
Some
man.
people think it's going to be worse because it looked worse than the last time they showed it.
It did.
It is a convoluted structure right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Forbidden West comes out for PC in 3 months.
Oh,
after it
3
launches.
months. Dude, he's calling
That-
3
hey,
months.
Fred, we gonna be eating good. We gonna be eating
Cutting it in
good,
half.
man. Boy, 3
Mhm.
months. Oh my lord, boy.
That's where I leave it.
Nice.
Ooh.
Well, guys, on that note, let's people kind of been chomping at the bit in the chat, like they're when it comes to the whole Activision Blizzard thing. Now we talked about this last week. It was really
This
fresh.
this is gonna be talked about for a while, man. This
Yeah.
is
Well,
so
dude,
much
yeah,
unfolding going on.
the
I'm
kind
so
of
sick
like
and tired of hearing about
the
it.
ripple effect that has happened, and one of the big things here is somebody that works at Xbox. He is the head of marketing, all right, who is supposed to hype up things that are going on with Xbox, changed his Twitter picture, and
I
it
wonder who that
caused
is.
such an uproar. Like, people were getting so mad about it. Aaron Greenberg switched his Twitter. It is on my thumbnail. He switched his Twitter picture to where he is throwing up an X for Xbox, and right next to him is the video game character Crash Bandicoot doing the same thing. And people are like, that is atrocious, man. He is feeding into the console wars. Same people who are always feeding into the console wars on Twitter themselves are saying how disgusting that was. And I don't understand why. And this is my reason why I don't understand why. Crash Bandicoot was no longer a PlayStation exclusive for years. For years, it has not been a PlayStation exclusive. People are getting mad at Aaron about this, but the whole thing that got Crash to Xbox was Crash was over at Activision. And we all saw, like, when it came to the reboot and then kind of like the next sequel and stuff, it was multi-plat. Crash was multi-plat. So I don't understand why these people are mad at Aaron and not mad at Sony for dropping the character and the game years ago. Like, Sony is the reason why Crash Bandicoot became available to be purchased by any other company. and people are throwing shade at Aaron about this whole thing. It has been absolutely insane out there. Not only that, but there's a whole Call of Duty thing that we have to talk about. But let's jump on the whole Aaron Greenberg thing. Then we'll talk about the Call of Duty, and then we'll see where we go from there. So, let's go Predator on this one. Pred, what do you think about what Aaron did? Do you think he was feeding into the console war? Again, he is the head of marketing. He's supposed to get people pumped up by moves that were made, by games that were coming out, and the potential of the console, and of course the platform that is Xbox. Dude, what were your thoughts when you saw Aaron Greenberg? I see your gamer. I see your Discord pick right there, man. You got to be down with this. And it's hilarious. The Xbox community and what they did to kind of retaliate all the hate, man. What are your thoughts, man? Go, let me know. Let everybody know.
First of all, I love our community. Like when they did the Craig thing, and people tried to make fun of Halo, we adopted that, right? Like we made it our own thing, right?
Yeah.
We embraced the Craig, and here we are now embracing the Aaron. We got people changing their avatar, and putting their face over Aaron's face, and changing it on Twitter. It's hilarious. But like I honestly think Aaron knew what he was doing, and he was trolling the shit out of people. Because the thing is, he hasn't changed it. You know what I'm saying? Like he still has it up. So like I think he knew what he was doing when he did that. He knew it would kind of entice, the Sony crowd. And then when they kind of got pissed off about it, and then the Xbox community started changing their profile pics and stuff like that, and putting their own faces. Like it just fed off of it, and it's like, and he's done this his whole generation. Like again, I use Craig as an example, but like there's another one he did. It hit me when someone else was talking, but he did something else similar in the beginning of the generation where people were making fun of Xbox for something, and he's the guy that goes around in the fucking the Ori suit,
Yeah.
walking around, that kind of shit. Like he's just that kind of guy, and he knows it's gonna get clicks, it's gonna get, it's gonna rile the community a little bit, but he's been doing things like this whole generation, so it's not surprising that he did this, and again, I think it was a complete troll moment from him. But I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing. Love how people took to it. Like it's like, what is he supposed to do? That's his job, to market Xbox. So and if he can use social media as a platform to do that, to kind of rile the community, then so be it. And so be it. I don't care. Like if people are butthurt about it, I mean, like Microsoft didn't go to Activision. Activision came to Microsoft. So like, get over it, and we got crashed. So like you were saying before, this was their IP. They didn't do anything with it, for a while. So I mean, don't be mad. I mean, like, like what are you pissed off for? You be mad at Sony for that shit. So
Sony let the character in the game go years ago.
yeah.
Years ago, and I didn't, like nobody was really up at arms or anything about that. You know what I'm saying? But now that Xbox has it, it's like, oh, that's a beloved PlayStation character. And it's like, well, actually, that was an Activision character as of like recent history. So calm down with that mess.
Like here's an example. One example I'm thinking of, like the mini fridge, right? That was kind of like a joke at first, if you remember. Like when they had that, I think it was E3 or whatever. They showed the refrigerator, and then I remember the fridge? Everyone said the Xbox looked like a giant refrigerator.
Right,
And
they're
then
doing memes, with refrigerator with the Xbox One being refrigerators in people's homes.
yeah, and then he rolled with it, right? He took it. He's like, huh, we can do a fridge. And then they did the mini fridge, and it sold like hotcakes. So they're basically taking things that the community, the gaming community, especially on the PlayStation side, is trying to make fun of, and then turning it into something else.
Turn it into a positive for them.
Yeah, and even like the whole Craig thing, like there was like in Halo, there's an Easter egg for Craig. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you remember correctly, yeah. So like, I mean, they're just they're running with it and they're having fun with it, and they're turning, like you said, a negative to a positive, and I love it because the community kind of eats this shit up, and we run with it too, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yo, shout out to Portal player Portal. I swear I haven't seen you in a while, man. It's good to see you in the chat. And when it comes to Xbox like taking future Crash games off of PlayStation, you bet your ass they're doing that. All right. Any future Crash Bandicoot games are not going to be on
Oh
PlayStation.
yeah.
I'm not sure about Switch. Again, that goes to what Phil said about devices that have Game Pass on it. The only game that I don't see them following suit with that whole kind of like mantra with would be Call of Duty, but we're going to talk about that. But let's go to Crispy on this one.
Hey,
Crispy.
Lot, I'm gonna head to bed, man. I'm about to pass out, so
All right, brother.
Have a
All
good
right.
night.
I'll get with
bro.
you guys next week, man.
Later,
Yes,
Fred.
sir. We'll be
All
here.
right. All right.
I think.
Good night, guys. See you
All
later.
right, later, man.
Later, man.
Um, so Crispy, Aaron Greenberg comes out, man. He changed his picture, causes like a meltdown on Twitter to the point where somebody even tried to tweet Joe Biden to try to get him to stop the Microsoft Activision acquisition. Like it is antitrust, and they went in, they tried to get the president of the United States. They tried to get in his ear to stop this whole thing, dude. What do you think about what Aaron Greenberg did, and kind of like the reaction to that, brother?
I think it's a little ridiculous. I will say this. A lot of people forget that Crash was basically the mascot for PlayStation way back in the day. Anybody remember, the person, dressed as Crash?
Yeah.
driving
Oh,
the car?
dude, I love the commercials.
yeah.
I wasn't necessarily a Crash
You know what
fan,
I'm
but the
saying?
commercials were great.
Dude, like this for at least some that know what I'm talking about. I'm sure not everybody in the chat does, but for some that like have been PlayStation their whole lives and refuse to like change their ways and just like become a console
They seem like
warrior
they're
and all that
spinners.
shit. At the end of the day, like they look at that and they say, "This is betrayal." All right, so it's one of those things like Aaron's, he's kind of a gaming celebrity at this point. Like, he has some clout, but at the same time, he's very cheeky. And this is him being cheeky. He's like, yeah, we just spent all this money on Activision Blizzard. Yeah, we got this IP, by the way. And we could, if we wanted to, make it exclusive. And regardless if these people have played it or not, and that's the worst part. Because I didn't play Crash 4, but my girl sure as hell beat the frick out of it, dude. Absolutely destroyed that game. Like, and I'm like, dude, I don't have the depth perception for this shit. Like, I cannot play this game. Like, it's too much for me. But she was just like going ham. And I'm like, okay. And she was so adamant when she saw the trailer and everything. Like it was last year, beginning of last year, I believe, something like that. Whenever the hell it came out, she was going nuts, and I was like, I got to buy this for her. I mean, she's not a huge gamer, but she plays games. Like she whoops my ass in Mortal Kombat 11 plenty of times. So, like if she likes a game, I'm gonna get it for her. And sure enough, like I watched her play it, throughout the game was well made. It looked great. And, I go and say, like, can I be really, truly mad that like some of these PlayStation gamers now, keep in mind, you can really tell when there's a true PlayStation gamer that's been playing since like almost PS1. You know what I mean? That's like, dude, like, how is this even feasible right now?
Yo, for real.
And it's really getting them mad. Like truly like their gut is like rumbling, like, I can't believe this. I can't believe it. And they might be a Crash fan. You know what I mean? So I look at that, but I also look at the asshats that are going like, hey, Joe Biden, can you help us? I mean, come on, man. Come
Sleepy
on.
Joe. Yeah. Come on,
Dude,
Sleepy Joe.
like, you know what I mean? And like, you got to realize that the government does not like gaming right now. They think it's like cause of like all kinds of wild shit. Like, and the way it is right now, like Microsoft is going to buy Activision Blizzard. You have to deal with it. You have to hope that if you really like Crash, which my problem is most of them don't. They're just saying it because it triggered them. They're trying to get out their thoughts that are untrue and just basically, you did this. How dare you? Keep in mind, by the way, that profile picture was actually almost a year ago. That's when they did that. That was the hint way back then. So,
but no, he didn't do a profile picture with Crash a year ago. That's just
did.
recently. That's just recently, bro.
No, I'm telling you, he did the X. It was a
maybe that's the original picture, but then they put Crash into it just recently. Yeah, he's thrown up that X symbol on a bunch of different pictures and stuff like that.
I've seen multiple saying that it was actually happened a way long time ago, and it was a hint to what was to come. And a lot of people were like, it didn't mean anything. I mean, it was just Crash doing the X with Aaron, but that was a human being doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's somebody dressed up as him. At the end of the day, it shouldn't matter either way. Like, you're gonna get a Crash 5, or you're gonna get a reboot, or you're gonna get something because Xbox Game Pass matters, and those platformers, especially that type of game, definitely have a place in Game Pass. And you can go to the prime example of my girlfriend who plays like 0 games, but she sees Crash Bandicoot and she absolutely goes nuts. She sees any platformer and she is going to at least try it. So you could sit here and be like, oh, it doesn't matter to me. I'm a hardcore gamer. I play shooters all the time and everything else. Well, guess what? I love shooters too. That's mostly what I play. I play fighters and shooters, play a little bit of sports here and there. Other than that, I don't really play much else. And for me to deny the fact that she doesn't play all platformers, and I mean, just games that are kind of weird, like I just wouldn't get into them. Tell me why she beat that. You know what I mean? Like, she actually got me to play A Plague's Tale because I was like, I don't really understand this. And then she continued to play it and push through it. And I was like, well, this story is actually really good. And the gameplay becomes better. But I had to watch her play it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those weird things. Like, she got me to play Hellblade. She was like, this game is just crazy, but the puzzles is what stopped me and her. You know what I mean? So there's ways that Game Pass has become like, Crash's second life, because I don't believe it sold well, by the way. It sold decent, but it didn't sell the way the others have. So it's one of those things, like, you could hate it, that's fine, but when you start calling like government officials and
You
shit,
start
like,
tweeting them out, like, come on, Biden.
dude, like, you're not only desperate, but I wonder if you've even beat any of them. That's the worst part of it.
Damn, bro. Damn.
And I haven't myself, but I'm not the one doing it. So look at it that way.
All right, I got you. K Mega. I'm interested to hear your thoughts with what Aaron Greenberg did, and kind of like the reaction. Again, somebody tried to tweet the president of comment on one of his tweets. Wasn't necessarily tweeting him, but comment on one of his tweets to get him to look at this acquisition and to stop it because of a quote unquote monopoly or antitrust, man. But Aaron triggered a few people, bro.
Yeah, no, he did, and it was delicious. I loved every bit of it. I mean, listen, I can't co-sign anybody that wants to try to play nice when they don't play nice, themselves. Listen, Sony did the ultimate like death blow move back in 2013 with the trade, with the Adam Boyes, Yoshida, they're giving the disc to the game to each other.
Yeah, this is how.
Like I don't even want to hear all that. Like, these that right there, if that wasn't like console war banter or anything like that, then yeah. Now for people who don't like that, fine, I understand that. But for people who's been living and dying behind the console war aspect of it, shut up, stop crying, just deal with it. Just give the flowers to Microsoft and just and say, look, man, okay, they're competing, they're taking it to a whole nother level. Now PlayStation just gotta show and prove. They gotta let people know what they're going to do, and that's it. Like, I mean, just have fun with it. But yeah, calling into government officials, trying to hit up the president, is sad. It's ridiculous because if Sony acquired Square Enix or Capcom or something like that, I don't think that there would have been anybody from the US that would have tried to call. Now, they might have been some petitions, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think that there would have been anybody call, the president of Japan and tell them, like, look, or an ambassador in Japan and say, look, man, you got to stop this deal. Like, that just don't make any sense. Like, you're taking away something that is, it's business, but yet you're trying to dictate what should happen and what shouldn't happen. And like everybody's been saying, Activision came to Microsoft. A little tidbit for maybe some people that don't know that Sony did try to get back Crash, but Activision declined. Like, nah, bro, nah.
nah, you got rid of it. We good.
And then right, because they kind of held it. They kind of held Crash and crashing them for a little while because they were bringing out the games and then they kind of just stopped. And a lot of people, they weren't really selling that well. And then next thing you know, if you haven't noticed, that they've really, really pumped up the quality on the Crash games, on Spyro, on bringing Spyro back and those remasters and all that. Then Activision just kind of like, oh no, we're just gonna ramp it up. So look, it's all funny games. Aaron Greenberg is funny. He's the head lead marketer for Xbox. What do you think he's going to do? You know what I'm saying? So like, it's no different than Yoshida or somebody else or that's through Sony that advertises certain games and do certain things and shows the blue P and all that other stuff, man. It's all a part of marketing. And I do love the fact that all the negative that you get from social media, that they turn it into something positive. So that's why I had to even throw my little animated picture on the head of Aaron Greenberg and just have a good time with it. Like, it was just it's all fun. Like, if people get offended by it, then you on a whole nother level of the console war, man. You might need to go do something else. Maybe go check out Pred's OnlyFans or something. I don't know, but you got to do better. But I just don't understand why people take it so seriously and then want to try to change the game and talk about, well, oh, this isn't my, this is over the line. You're being a habitual line stepper. No.
They salty, bro. They salty over this shit.
I love it. I love every bit of it. It's so delicious. Those tears are so delicious. I think also is that Sony has always had this swag about them throughout. Even when Crash, like go back to those old commercials with Crash. He would go to Nintendo headquarters, send to Sega, and talk the biggest shit. Like, he would have, what I'm saying? Like, he was a clown back then. You love those commercials. Like, oh, I got you. Like I'm the new new big mascot right now. And he was for a little bit. I mean, Mario still was king, but from the perception, when you looked at those commercials, you looked at what Sony was doing with throwing that shade. It was wonderful. You enjoyed it. So it's good to see Xbox get back into the being confident and being offensive instead of being defensive and always want to try to play nice. We kind of know what's happening right now going forward, and Xbox now can just stay on the offense and put the foot on the gas and just keep it rolling. So it's really cool. People should be offended by it.
Nice. And of course, we got to get to Dark Optimus and his opinion on this, bro. You saw Aaron Greenberg. I checked out your picture on Twitter, man. You didn't switch over to the whole Crash Bandicoot thing, man. What's going on?
Because I don't care about Crash Bandicoot.
You don't care about
Never
Crash?
cared about. I never cared about Crash. I never
Yeah, I'm
cared
not. I'm
about
not a Crash
Spyro
fan
either.
either, bro.
I've
Honestly,
never, I've never been, I've never been a real fan of those type of games. Anyways,
See,
like
I
the only
like
one I liked
platformers.
was what. The only one I liked was like Banjo Kazooie back in the day. Like that was really the only one I was like interested in. I mean, some of the platformers that they do now are cool because they're
Ori.
different. They're not like your typical platformers. Um, they kind of have more like you said, Ori. It's got more of an art style to it. It's got kind of it just looks better than what they used to have it.
And you die a lot in
Um,
Ori, by the
yeah, you do. You do
way.
die quite a bit in that game. It's a good one. It's like the souls of platformers. Um,
Wow.
that's the thing. Like with the
Always got to
whole.
go to Souls. Jesus.
Well,
Well, he's hyped for
I mean
Elden
that's
Ring, man.
it is hard.
Leave him alone on
It,
that
I'm
one.
I'm I'm hyped for Elden Ring, man. I can't wait for that shit. um, but I think. Who are you talking to, fucking Crispy? The fuck, man?
Yeah, it's like it just
You
it just
fucking
dawned
you
on
fucking
him.
talk about Gears all the goddamn time. I say one thing about Souls.
Well, why don't you
Souls.
say Gears is the souls of multiplayer?
How about you just take fucking Gears' dick and stick it in your mouth?
Wow.
Dark, that's like telling me that you'd actually beat me in Gears. I can't play you in Souls.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
shit.
true. That is true. He's
He
not
said-
wrong on that one.
He
He's
said,
not wrong.
"Suck
He's
off
not
the
wrong.
entire coalition," is what he
I
said.
mean, we could do some PvP. We could do some PvP.
What, you want to play
We could do
For
some
Honor?
PvP. For Honor.
Oh, that's
We could
good.
do that.
That's good.
But yeah, the whole person asking Joe Biden to look into this was
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's hilarious.
I think they need to go and read the bill because that's not what he was talking about at all.
Yeah, like I saw the people talking about
He
that.
he didn't even have anything to do with Microsoft or anything. He was basically talking about the majority of companies that are like these big conglomerates that are that are in an industry where they are basically taking over it.
Yeah,
Microsoft's
like
not really
Comcast,
doing that.
yeah, things like
Walmart.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, Walmart, yeah.
Viacom,
Mhm.
things like that. That's what he was talking about. It, it's just funny that people would try to do that. It doesn't put it. I don't honestly. I don't put it past. Honestly, dude, I'm gonna say it here, and I said it before the show. I honestly, I like some people in the PlayStation community, but fuck the PlayStation community because half the
He
time
did
they're
say
all a bunch of fucking little assholes.
that.
They really are, dude.
Mm.
They really are. I'm sorry, man, but you know what? If you're gonna be a fucking little dickhole and try to do something, and then have the audacity to go after Xbox when you clearly know that Xbox is trying to make games for their community, like yeah, of course Microsoft's going to buy this stuff because you know why? Microsoft is better at creating at bot not I don't want to say like buying stuff. They're not better at buying stuff, or they don't have the resources to they have the money to, but they don't have the manpower to have somebody come in and create a studio organically. They only they're a software company. They're people who they don't build anything. They
Well, they got the
they
initiative. And
yeah, they have the initiative. They do have that.
they have
I
turn
mean, they
10.
do have they do have some organic stuff, but I mean, like that's the thing also with with um um Activision. Activision wanted to be sold. People forget that. Like Activision wanted to be sold because they knew what was coming down the pipeline for them. and they didn't want to have anything to do with it. So you know, and,
Can you
and
buy
that's
us? Give
how
us
you.
70
Mhm.
billion, and
Yeah,
you deal with that. You deal with that.
yeah, pretty much. And Xbox is gonna really deal with it. I guarantee you, within the next couple years or so, um, the Activision will be gutted by it'll turn it won't be like gutted, but it'll be gutted of the cesspool of people that are there or whatever. Um, they're gonna turn things around,
You
and
make a
make it better.
great
So
you make a great point about the whole situation of because that's one thing that I'm definitely going to be talking about tomorrow is this whole quote unquote organic growth garbage.
hmm
But that is one point that I do that I found fascinating is because Sony bought Insomniac. Well, the excuse is that they
hmm
worked with this. It just still doesn't matter that they were
they bought
independent.
Insomniac, yeah.
Yeah, they bought them.
hmm
They bought
hmm
the other team. They bought the team that's made Demon Souls. They just
hmm
had good
Good point.
working relationships with them.
Right,
So they
right,
have been on
exactly.
a purchase. Yeah, they've been on
Well,
a purchasing spree
so
themselves,
is
right? So go
B-
ahead.
But that's the thing with Xbox as well. Like they've had great partnerships with
Yeah,
Bethesda. Like
right,
that's why they bought Bethesda is because
right.
they had a great partnership with them. It's the same
Playground
Right.
thing with Activision.
games.
Yeah.
They have a good relationship with Activision, even though yeah, the whole Call of Duty thing didn't work out with them. You know, the last generation with them having that deal, but it's not like it hampered their relationship with Activision. Activision
Right.
just saw where the money was and they took it. Of course, you know you're a company, you're gonna
Mhm.
take the money. Like anybody shows you a bag, you're gonna fucking take it.
Right.
I don't care who you are. Even if you say you're the most honest, generous person in the fucking world, if somebody shows you enough money, you're gonna fucking
Ev-
take it.
Everybody has a
Guaranteed.
price. Everybody has a price.
Everybody,
Everybody.
everybody, and
Well,
and that
other
and
than
that.
other than me, I don't have a price. But I'm
I don't,
I'm
I
lying
don't,
like
I don't know
I'm
about
lying
that.
like
I think you have a price. It's,
I'm lying like
if
a dog.
Microsoft,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
if Microsoft gave you the bag, man, you take it. If
If
Microsoft
Sony
gave
ga-
me the bag, I'd fucking take it.
if Sony gave me the bag, I'm going to be showing a lot of Sony gameplay. I ain't going to talk shit about
Right,
Xbox, but I'm going to be showing
right,
a lot of.
right.
Man, why you? Hey, bro,
Yeah,
just let it ride. I love
why not?
Xbox, but man, look at this Sony gameplay. This shit is hot, ain't it?
Right, right. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But
Anybody
no,
would do that shit.
okay. But my question back to you is this: is I think the reason why they're getting all these purchases is because of the fact that they do need um that within their culture in the gaming space
hmm
on Xbox.
hmm
Because
hmm
like in 343 for instance, right? Like they had all, and I
hmm
understand that when they're doing the crunch thing with everything, because Naughty Dog they have they got these I forgot what they're called when they call the people contractors. They got contractors that come in and stuff like that. But just think about that. You have enough developers now to now have somebody say, "Oh, you know what? Go, hey, y'all are cool over here on this aspect. Go over here to 343. Go help them. Playground got something here. Go over there and help them
hmm
over here. Some people over here are done and what they're doing with Redfall. Go to Arcane. Go holler at them. And I
hmm
think that that's a part of that growth that you're talking about, where where Sony has with their studios before their major studios, but the twist of it is that people try to overlook the fact that they had to buy in order to get that organic so-called growth that they need. And so Xbox, I think,
Yeah,
is just trying to
yeah,
do the same thing. You agree with that? Okay, all
yeah.
right, that's what I think. Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
well,
but they're just
Xbox
doing it
is
with
what
Microsoft Wallet. Like,
what
right,
what Xbox is doing. It isn't necessarily playing catch up in terms of games and stuff. They're playing
yeah,
catch up in terms of having studios to help them with
right,
the games that they're planning on making for their console and the NPC.
yeah,
Is that's what they're doing. They're trying to, because I mean, if you look at majority of the Activision studios that are out there, they're pretty much support studios. A lot of them are support studios. Toys
mhm,
for Bob. I mean, what's the one with that did Crash Bandicoot? It was it's not Toys for Bob. It
I
was
thought that was Toys for Bob.
no, that was Spyro that did
Oh, okay.
that they did that.
Well, there's
I know they had
Beanox.
some supporting Beanox. Beanox is one of those. Beanox, Raven, those type of studios. are gonna
Raven's a
be-
good studio. Raven came out
And
with
some-
awesome.
And some of
Raven
those-
used to be with
Some of those studios might even
yeah.
get renamed to something else.
right, because
when they're
Raven
under the
Studios was
Xbox,
linked with another Xbox
know.
studio. Good night, baby.
Mhm.
You want to say good night to these fools out here? All right, thank you.
Good night, baby.
Oh shit, Bot said good night, baby.
Oh shit.
She said, "Oh, I don't know what that came from." Yeah. All right. What did you say? Oh shit, she said, "Keep it on the
But-
down low, Bot. Don't let everybody
Oh,
know."
my bad.
Oh dang, yeah, man. What the hell's the matter with you?
See, I should have said that. Take your punk ass to bed.
Just remember, we always got the same taste in music, though. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, shit.
It's
Oh,
just
my God.
it's crazy to because I think a lot of people are just looking at it from this glass of emptiness, of half emptiness. They're not really looking at it like they should, where Xbox isn't just they're looking at it as, oh, it's Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Can't believe Call of Duty is only going to be on Xbox, kind of thing. And you shouldn't look at it like that. You should look at it as like, okay, well, what
You should look at it
is
as
the
Warcraft
potential
is
of
coming
what
to
Call of
console.
you should look at it that you should look at it
As
you should look at it as like what could Call of Duty potentially become if when this acquisition is over, when the deal is done.
Are you trying to give me a segue? Because you're doing a great job at it right now. Yeah.
I'm just saying that they need to look at the big picture and not the small little thing.
Well, they're
granted, Call of
they're
Duty
looking at
is a
that
big
one
thing,
thing
but
because they're looking at that one
Right.
thing because you got to remember the
'Cause
Sony
it's so
extremists.
popular.
They're about numbers. Okay, they
They
play
are,
they
yeah.
play
true.
numbers and right
That's
there.
why I hate this. That's why I hate that fucking community, man. Oh, and fucking numbers. You don't give a shit about fucking numbers. All you fucking care about is talking shit that you can talk shit on fucking Twitter. You don't even play fucking games. Half of you don't fucking play games. I know you don't, because I'm on fucking PlayStation. I don't see any of you motherfuckers on there. So
Betrayal.
I get sick and tired of that shit, dude. I honestly, there's times where you know me, dude. I don't beat around the bush about anything. I'll get on Twitter and I'm just like, motherfucker, you don't even play games. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, they're just sitting there, like talking shit. And I'm just like, okay, well, I don't see you on PlayStation, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude,
Probably on
they're-
add me.
Xbox.
Add me on
PlayStation
PlayStation. If you don't like what I have to say, add me on PlayStation, then we can talk about it. But you're not going to, because you know why? You just want to fucking talk shit on Twitter. That's all you want to do. You don't play games.
Okay. What happened, K-Mag? We got bots in here now. Is that what's going on?
No, I just want to just get some people out of here. I just want to fuck up your channel.
Oh, okay.
No,
I got you. I was like, what the hell is that? Like,
No,
Yeah,
it looked
no,
like there
I-
was like
Russian.
some.
Yeah, it was
Some
somebody
Russian-
that gave a.
That
yeah,
looks
it was
Russian.
some- yeah, man.
Yeah, I
You
think
don't
they're a
want-
little busy with the Ukraine right now, and you're coming over to
No,
my
they,
channel.
hey man, they over here like, look, we want some soldiers, man. Putin is over there. Putin is
Dang.
moving, boy. He's trying to
Putin's
get over here on
moving.
bot shit. Putin is moving.
Yo.
They see that half the panel is white. They're like, we need.
Oh no. Oh no.
shit.
Damn, it went
There
there.
we go. All
Oh,
right.
guys,
You
guys,
had to go there, didn't
last
you?
thing real quick before
Lord have
before
mercy.
we wind the show down.
But little do they know, I'm not white, bitch.
You're like, well, you sure as hell sound like it.
I know.
Oh,
Betrayal.
But Bloomberg reported, talking about Call of Duty, and thank you for that segue, Dark. Bloomberg reported that Call of Duty will be on PlayStation as well as Xbox, multiple platforms. for the next 3 years. So that's 2022, 2023,
I don't
2024.
think it said 3 years. I thought it said three.
It's the next 3 games.
3 games. Yeah.
The next 3 games.
Well,
yeah.
they come out with
You forget about Warzone. Warzone's the third.
Which
one.
is including in Warzone 2, which will probably
Right.
come out sometime this year or next year.
Yeah.
okay. So I mean that's still 3 years because they come out with a
No,
game every year.
2 years.
No,
2 years.
because there'll be 2 games next year or this year, or
Right.
there'll be 1 game. So it's the next
It's
2
2 years.
years basically.
Yes, 2 years.
All right. Well, I've gone on record talking about this, and again, in the immortal words of K Mega, this is absolutely delicious to me. I feel that they should definitely keep Call of Duty multiplat and rake in all the profit. And with all that profit, every time a Sony extremist goes ahead and buys a Call of Duty, I want them to know that they are single-handedly helping fund the next Halo, the next Gears, the next Bethesda exclusive. That they are they are helping build exclusive games, helping fund exclusive games for Xbox every time they buy and play Call of Duty. I would
And that's
love
at $70, not $60.
I would
either.
love for that to be the case. And, a lot of people are out there because they're thinking about the Surface console war thing. They're like, no, make it exclusive. Don't have it on that platform. And I'm like, why? Why? You collect all that profit. You market Game Pass with Call of Duty. Of course, have Game Pass exclusive kind of like aesthetics, cosmetics, stuff like that for the game, and you'll have people naturally gravitate to Xbox because within that community, if there's stuff that you can get in one place that you can't get somewhere else, like they're gonna go to that place that you get all the extra stuff. All right, that's that type of community. But again, this is gonna come up. Let's go to Crispy on this one. Crispy, what do you think about Xbox is honoring their contract. The next 3 games from Call of Duty are gonna be on PlayStation as well. Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think that they are going to continue to put it on PlayStation afterwards? Again, with what Dark said, people are looking at the small picture, and everybody is concerned with Call of Duty, and I think the PlayStation extremists are concerned with Call of Duty because of numbers. The casual market, they went in. There's a bunch of them that bought PS4s because of the kind of like exclusive nature, the marketing rights. On the commercials, it was constantly PlayStation, 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 and it just kind of got those people to go in that direction. But what do you think about the next 3 games? Being on all platforms, including PlayStation, and where do you think they're going to go after that, bro?
It's probably in the contract, to be honest.
Yeah, they're honoring that contract. Next 3 games are going to be on PlayStation.
Here's the thing, okay? PlayStation's already played dirty with the zombies on the past 2, I believe, or at least the last one. I don't remember.
No, it's long all since they've done the contract. They've been keeping shit away from Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil's gonna play nice right now, and then Call of Duty is gonna be like a 2-year, 3-year hiatus after the contract's up, and then they're gonna make Call of Duty great again. Like, back very old school in some way. Probably bring back some real story that we used to like about Call of Duty.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's Call of Duty. Think about that name, okay? Like, hypothetically, if you go through generations of different individuals in the same family or something like that, I think that'd be really cool. And that's kind of how they started it out, and then they kind of just died off from it. And they're just like, we're gonna do whatever we want. And you also remember that what was it? Call of Duty Infinite War, whatever the hell it was called, like that space shit.
Warfare.
Yeah, Infinite Warfare. There you go. It like I see a lot of people that just love that campaign.
I was gonna say, hold your tone, because that shit was actually
I didn't play
really
it.
good.
I didn't play it, but
that campaign was amazing. That was,
you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I'm like, you know what? That's where I go and say, it's not my type of game, but man, like people love that campaign. They don't talk about the multiplayer, but the multiplayer was far ahead of it. It actually probably inspired Titanfall, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And the way it played, I watched. I watched people play
You
that
saw that,
game
right?
way
Like,
back then.
I laughed when he said that, man. Shout out to Hizzle.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things, like they could really, like, because the stories are so convoluted, they could kind of restart it. And that's where you go and say, is Phil going to play real nice and keep going after that? Or is he going to play real dirty? I hope he plays real dirty. And the reason why is because I am waiting for PlayStation to do a gosh darn multiplayer game that's exclusive. I am waiting because I'll tell you right now, SOCOM and even Killzone 1 and 2 were damn good back then. And they actually trashed most games that were multiplayer on the internet. Sony was ahead, and then they just died out. And they said, fuck it, we're going all single player. And you know what? I get you guys love that. I don't. Okay. And there's plenty of people like me that want to see something from them because we know that they are capable of doing it. And I think at the least, this 3-game contract will force Sony's hand to actually do some multiplayer exclusive. Because as we all know, we're still waiting for factions. How about you, Dark? You've talked about this many times. When the hell is it coming?
Factions?
When's
I
it
don't
coming?
give a shit about factions.
Dark don't care about the multiplayer. Any multiplayer that he'll get into is on Xbox. So
usually, yeah.
There you go.
Likes the community.
There's the worst part of that. Think about that. Think about it.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? So
just be dropping facts.
You got to look at it and you got to say, this can force Sony to actually do something. Like, I'm not saying, okay, those IPs, throw them out the window. But, I mean, they were touting Godfall as something special. And they were talking, this is something special. And it's like, where are they? What have you done for me lately?
Oh, dude, remember when they were championing Godfall? That completely fell off a cliff, man. Oh, my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? Like they try to push these multiplayers, but they're really technically third-party, second-party games. That's what I like to call them. They're more second-party games.
Well, they are.
It's like,
yeah,
they've purchased the rights to them. They keep them on the console. But I mean, at the end of the day, probably Final Fantasy is probably the biggest multiplayer game they have that is on no other console at this point in time. It's on PC.
Oh, 14? Yeah.
But it's not, and I'll tell you right now, I know plenty of people. My best friend is waiting for Final Fantasy 14 to come on Xbox. And he's just waiting for it because he knows it would be better. But it's so like complicated in how Square does their things and how they've just integrated everything with PlayStation that he doesn't think it's going to happen. And I'm going to take his word for it because he's a huge Final Fantasy fan. I mean, I had to, basically take him away from the original Final Fantasy 7 back on the PS2. Like, I was like, dude, you have no life. You're just sitting here playing this game constantly. Like, dude, can you come chill with us? Can you come hang out? You complain about
world out here, bro.
You complain about not meeting girls. Well, you can't meet them if you're on. You know what I mean? And this is before people started meeting each other outside of just gaming. But that's the point. Like, they used to have something really special with multiplayer, and I feel like because COD is kind of on this convoluted, like, we don't know what's going to happen, or maybe Phil was like, dude, this is what you get. You get 3 games, like the contract says, and we're done after that. And and Phil could go out and say, you know what? And I'm with Bot. I don't mind because I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan. I don't mind if they say, you know what, you could have this again. We're cool with it. We'll treat it like Minecraft. That's fine. One IP, we'll treat it like Minecraft. Well, we got all these other IPs from Blizzard, everything else. I mean, this was the perfect deal, by the way, for Xbox. Perfect deal. And I think they can do whatever they want at this point. And that's
Crispy,
interesting.
I was gonna say I agree with you on the whole perfect deal thing, and the reason why I agree with you on that, you have iconic franchises both in console and on PC. All right, you have such a mix of genre within that publisher. Going from platformers, first-person shooters, strategy games, everything all kind of like in one, and that's exactly kind of like the epitome of what Xbox is going for and how they want to be perceived. Oh, you want to play this type of game? Oh, we have it. We have it on Game Pass. You want to go first person shooters? We have it. We have it on Game Pass with exclusive content, like through Game Pass. And I think this is kind of like this was the perfect deal for what they want Xbox to be moving into the future.
You got to think of it this way, dude. They're looking at it like, dude, we got Candy Crush, bro.
That's
you laugh at that. You laugh at that. Like some people, like hardcore gamers, laugh at that. But I'll tell you right now, my girl's got that shit on her phone the whole time. And when she runs out of lives, she goes to the next game. She goes to Best Fiends or some shit. Like, dude, my girl loves those phone games. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So how many girlfriends or people just don't want to boot up a console and just play on their phone? How many people have that life? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dude, it's like at the end of the day, like either you're getting hours, you're getting games played, you're getting like, maybe like you click the wrong thing and it's going to advertise on Facebook for you or something. You know what I mean? And you're just like, oh, well, I got a free life, so I don't care. You know what I mean? Like that's the shit they do. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. It's like you might be playing for free, you might not have spent no money, but there's tons of people that are spending money on these things, and it's like
to get more lives and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just one of those crazy.
My mom is guilty
like,
of that.
I really like. I looked at it and I said, man, like you just think of Call of Duty every time you hear of Activision Blizzard at this point, because Blizzard hasn't done shit in a while. You know what I mean? Like we hear about Diablo, but when the fuck is it coming out? You know what I mean? So it's like, what are you doing? And it's like Blizzard needs help more than Activision. Activision is just like, hey, let's take all of our developers and put them on Call of Duty. And it's like, why? These developers have made great games. Like you can have one or two that really like, go back and forth with Call of Duty and you just make it 2 years instead of one. It's not Madden. It's not like you have another roster the next year. You know what I mean? This is what you make it. And I hope, for the love of God, make Call of Duty something that I wanted to play like I used to play, which I always thought Medal of Honor was better back then. I really did. Medal of Honor Frontline is one of my favorite games of all time. It is up there in my top 10, dude. Like that game was ridiculous. And I used to love the fact that Call of Duty and Medal of Honor would go at it. And then all of a sudden, Medal of Honor just vanished. And then it became Battlefield. And then I played Battlefield Bad Company 2. And I was like, dude, and this is what a lot of us said. Why the hell didn't you go back to Bad Company? It's been so long. You know what I mean? Like go back to Bad Company and you come out with 2042 and you just completely drop the ball. Like Vanguard is continued to being played. I understand the name recognition, but Battlefield has name recognition. What the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? So I just look at it and I say some of these games need to go back a little bit and really bring that story just a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. The multiplayer does have to be as best as they possibly can make it. But that single player, the story, how the game goes about really gets people into it. People learn how to play the game through that story. And then they really get into it and they go into the multiplayer. There's plenty of people like that. So you need to nourish the things you have. And I feel like Call of Duty is just like regurgitation. Let's just throw it out there and see what happens. And I feel like Battlefield's in the same boat. And I feel like the only reason why Halo's doing well right now is because it didn't quite feel the same. You know what I'm saying? It
Oh
felt
wow.
it felt a little nostalgia with a little new. You know, that grappling hook, that's all I hear half the time. That grapple hook. You know what I'm saying? Like that thing is cool. Like I love it. You know what I mean? You got to get used to it. But once you do, you're like, man, I can do some stuff I never thought I could in Halo. So
Are people
it's
still even playing Halo?
Oh yes, they are. Oh yes, they are. Don't
Oh
listen,
yeah,
dude.
oh,
Why are you
yeah.
putting your ear to the stables, brother?
I'm just
Why?
gonna laugh. I'm just gonna, dude. Like literally, I'm like anybody playing Gear.
Yo,
Nah, they're
Crispy,
all
I
playing
swear,
Halo.
brother, I swear, you need to start your own YouTube channel because I could just see you going live about a topic and just going off on it for like an hour, just entertaining everybody in the chat, bro. Like
I
you
appreciate
just
that. I'm working on it. I'll tell you right now. I have a means to get one without like spending thousands of dollars right off rip. Like it's actually through my company, but I can't get what I want. Like I want a decent PC, and like we're talking like could probably run the things, but I'm gonna regret it in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not spending thousands of dollars on that. But I am definitely working on it, and I'm hoping that
I could just
you
I
know.
could just see Crispy putting out an alert on Twitter, like going live, talking about this. Because, dude, you just went through such a wide scope within what you were talking about, and I could tell, I could feel that you felt everything that you were talking about, man. To hear that passion in somebody's voice and to go in at, like you
Well,
did.
I just want to because Portal player, like I don't mind you, like we have a conversation, but I played PlayStation for like 12 to 15 years, you know, before it became what it is now. And you know, it's a little sad that like people like get so console centric. Like the only reason why I love Xbox is because of Gears, because there's nothing else like it.
That
And
multiplayer.
well, Gears, like if you actually know how Gears plays, it is something that you don't experience anywhere else, and that's why I stuck with Xbox, even though they fucked up at the beginning of 2013. And I didn't. I just kept my 360, and I said I'll wait until they figure their fucking shit out. That's the way I thought of it. And I get people. You love God of War. You love Spider-Man, like dude, a Marvel character, like come on, like I get it. You love Spider-Man. I'm not gonna hate you for it, but don't hate me for loving what I love. You know what I mean? And that's the way I look at it. And I love multiplayer as well. Like I go to multiplayer 90% of the time before anything else. I want to talk to people. I want to bullshit. Hey, I'll die 1,000 times. I don't care. At the end of the day, I just want to play the game with people I like. You know what I mean? And they might beat my ass. I don't give a shit. The
Now,
fact
yes,
is,
now you're talking like a Madden game because you're bringing up Gears all over again. Come on now.
a mad
What?
game.
I
What did you say?
know.
A mad
I
game?
know.
I said Madden. See, you talking about Madden regurgitate? Well, you just regurgitating Gears again.
Oh no, here we go. Well, let's
Madden's bad, bro.
well let's
Madden's bad.
let's
man.
talk
Keep
to
in mind,
Dark.
I'm a Chiefs fan.
I know
Think
that.
about
I know
that.
that you're a Chiefs fan. I'm a Rams fan. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
We'll
potential
see.
Right.
Super Bowl.
Okay,
That's right,
okay,
baby.
okay. We're going into
It's gonna happen.
sports.
It's gonna happen, baby.
I hope
Let's
so.
see it.
I hope.
All
Anyway,
right, all right. Yo, Dark. What do you think about this deal with Call of Duty? The next 3 games are going to be on PlayStation. What do you think? What do you think the future holds for that title? Is it Xbox exclusive? Is it going to stay multi-plat? What are your thoughts here, bro?
I think it'll stay multi-plat. Honestly, I think it'll stay multi-plat for this generation, but it might switch next generation. I think it'll just stay multi-plat for now, and then maybe next generation when they come out with new consoles or whatever they plan on doing, they'll make it exclusive or whatever they decide. Um, because you don't know what the future holds when it comes to games. Because I mean, companies change their minds all the time, so you never know. Maybe Game Pass might come to PlayStation at some point.
Oh, what
You
what
just
was
never know.
that?
You never know.
What
I'm
what
saying I said Game Pass might be coming to PlayStation at some point. You never know.
This just
You just never
in,
know.
Dark Optimus is begging Sony to bring Game Pass to PlayStation.
I'm not even begging for that at
That's what
all.
he's doing.
Not
That's what he's
begging
doing.
for it. I'm just saying we don't know. It might happen. We don't know. That's the thing. Like people always try to predict things, and it's like I understand that you're making predictions, but sometimes they'll act like they know for sure that that's gonna happen, or for sure that that's not gonna happen, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. You have to wait and see what happens. Because things change all the fucking time in this industry. Narratives change. People, developers change. Companies grow and become better, and some die off. You just don't know what's gonna happen
Stop
from
talking
day to
about
day.
Sega like that.
Well, I mean, Sega's not dead. I mean,
No,
Sega's still around. It's just
they're a
not.
publisher.
Yeah, they're just not a hardware manufacturer anymore.
Which is
And
still
that's
sad.
okay.
Which is still sad.
It is sad. It is sad. I mean, there were, you know, I think they just came out with too many systems at one time, and I think they just weren't ready for some of the things that
Well,
other
well, Dark,
companies were
real quick,
doing.
I want to shout out Sir
Um,
X-Man for hitting up that super chat one more time, and I'm going to say this while you're talking, Dark, because we were talking about your love for PlayStation single player games, all that good stuff. He says
mhm.
that's why Dark has no friends, no
Woo!
multiplayer, dude. What do you think?
Honestly,
I'm his
I I,
friend.
I
I'm his.
I like playing single player games on Xbox too. So I'm just a single player gamer. I mean, yeah, I get a lot of shit. I just like I don't want to deal with people. Like honestly, I'm the kind of guy that just I like being around people for so long, and then I just get sick of it. I'm just being honest.
He's looking for a way out
Uh,
after he's in the party for a while. He's like, I'm done.
pretty much. Pretty much. Because I'm talking to people all the time, every day, all day. It's like there's moments where I'm just like I get home and I'm just like I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to deal with anything or anybody. I just want to sit down, play a game,
This
and
just
not have to.
in, Dark Optimus hates everyone.
It's not true. I just have my preference of games that I like playing. I mean, who knows? If my careers change and things, go more where I'm kind of like not engaging with people, who knows? Maybe I will become a multiplayer gamer. That's the beauty of technology and gaming and stuff like that. You never know what's gonna fucking happen. So just be along for the ride.
Oh, all right, bro. Appreciate your opinion as always. Shout out to Sir X-Man hitting the super chat up again. He said, "Stop killing my hopes for Dreamcast 2, Dark." We're
Yeah, that's never gonna happen, dude.
uh,
I'm sorry, but I
Yeah,
don't think
that's it. Yeah.
I I think if that was gonna happen, it wouldn't be by Sega. It'd be by somebody else.
he said, "This just in: Xbox to make Dreamcast 2." I'm
Why do
sorry.
you always like put
It's
words
called
in
the
my mouth?
Series X.
I'm sorry. I've been
You-
watching
You
a
always
lot. I've been watching a lot of SNL Weekend Update, and there, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you you like to put words in people's mouths. It's funny. It
Yes,
seems
I
like that's what
do.
you do on Twitter. You do it on Twitter. You do it here.
Oh,
Uh, uh,
this just in: Dark said Xbot is fraudulent on Twitter. Um,
it's true.
Fraud in the public.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Yo, K Mega, what do you think about the Call of Duty deal? I have a feeling that you're gonna go into a different place in terms of where they're gonna go into the future, man. What are your thoughts here?
Well, I mean, for me, I'm kind of in agreement with you. I don't see the reason why not putting. Well, I see the reasoning, but
But
for
you're missing out so
the
much
bigger
money, though.
scheme, well, it's not even about the money. It's about the negotiations Sony's going to have to bite the bullet on. Like, in order for in order for that to really happen, I mean, of course, these 3 games that's going to be dropping, they're going to have to honor that. But after that, Sony knows they're going to have to play ball. Xbox has all the leverage. There's nothing that Sony can do. Once that deal is done, Xbox going to play nice until that deal is done, and then after that, the hard negotiations will come, and then look, we probably at that point in time, you know what I'm saying, we'll probably see Persona. They'll probably stop trying to keep Persona and the Final Fantasies or Street Fighter Street Fighter 6 is supposed to be slated to come to it's supposed to be going everywhere. So let's hope
that whole
but you never
exclusive
know.
thing didn't work out for them too well, huh?
No, it didn't. But again, Sony has been doing this, and that's what killed Sega. Is what Sony did to by just doing the Tencent thing. Is by we'll give you enough money. We won't acquire you, but we'll give you enough money to keep those games off of the Sega platform. So that's what they were trying to do with Xbox. But again, that trying to be an habitual line stepper, you fuck around with the wrong one, and I guess they looked at it as Xbox wasn't in a position to open up the checkbook. All that's changed now. So Sony's going to have to make some moves, or Xbox is just going to gobble up more studios. And Xbox is still going to gobble up more studios.
Yeah,
but
Phil Spencer said they're not done yet.
No, they're not done. But Xbox can slow it down if they get the right type of games to come over to their platform. So that's what's it all.
I'm thinking
That's
the next
what it's all
one's
going to be
Bungie,
about.
bro. I'm really
I would not doubt it. I would not doubt it.
Dude, games as a service, Game Pass. You got imagine
So
like
Halo
the new
goes back to Bungie then.
Oh no, 343
still, yeah.
No. Bungie will keep with their Destiny 2, all right, but it'll be in Game Pass. Can you imagine all that, like the DLC expansions and stuff, all like being there?
Well,
Game
I mean,
Isn't it
Pass?
already in Game Pass?
It's out of Game Pass now, but but I mean, just the new game that Bungie's going to be working on, like that, I can see Bungie, but I also see them going after, instead of going after Sega, because they don't have to go after Sega if they can get those. Because there was an article I seen this week said, hey, there might be some negotiations to where, or no, I think it was one of those things where the article read, like, hopefully, since Microsoft has gone to Japan and talked to a whole bunch of people, maybe he's talked to the studio that does Ni no Kuni, because they said that they would never, make that game for an Xbox platform because they had a huge falling out. So maybe
I thought Ni no Kuni was coming to Ni no Kuni 2 was coming to Xbox. I thought
I ain't heard anything like that. I've been all over that. I love me some Ni no Kuni. So well, let me say it the way I said it.
Dark, if only we had a DM on Twitter where we can share these things as we find them out, so this way everybody knows and we can see the sources. That would be amazing.
I ain't put shit in your fucking DM so you can fucking attack me for shit.
I don't.
Bro,
when do I attack you, bro?
There's GRG and friends. You can come in a DM and
wow.
That is
hear
true.
this?
That is true.
Do you hear this?
That is true. I do have GRG and friends. They're good people. Unlike fucking Xbots.
You got Megatron. You got Captain. You got Everborn. You got Everborn Sonic. Guys,
I don't know about Everborn though. I don't know about that guy.
We'll leave Everborn alone. Anyway, so Rex Man in there. I got to get my boy Cali Rex in there too. You know what I'm saying? But you're in there too, but you don't talk to nobody.
No, what are you talking about? I talk.
I know. I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. But anyway, back to my situation so I can be done with it. It's that play hardball, and if Sony sits there and want a buck because maybe their PlayStation 5s is in rotation, and maybe they might, and maybe they feel like, no, we still run this. Then Xbox can just do what they want to do, and then hit them with the death blow, which I feel the death blow would be going after a Japanese studio, or a publisher, which I say, if you can, go after Tecmo Koei, or Koei Tecmo, whichever way you say it. Which
Koei Tecmo.
Koei Tecmo. That's it. That's the game, because you got Ninja Gaiden, You got those samurai, the samurai like I
Dynasty
forgot how you
Warriors.
Mishu, what they call Mishu games?
Onimusha.
Yeah, well, yeah, like with where you just hack. It's like because I do love the Samurai Warriors 5 game, but now for the Kingdom, whatever the hell those games are called. But when you got those, then you got Dead or Alive. You got tons of they're a big ass studio too. They've made crazy games. Like I remember, I thought that they made a game for Nintendo. I think that's the same Japanese company that made. I forgot what was it called. It was a crazy game where it was puzzles. You had to walk on the floor, but you could set traps. You was actually a bad guy, and I love that game. That was one of the GameCube games I played the most of. You went in there, you set traps. You was a bad guy, or like a ghost or something, and then you would set traps to kill people, and you would take their souls or some shit like that. I forgot what the hell that
Oh,
game
I
was.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I love that
Dark
game.
Eternal.
Dark Eternal,
Or,
and I
yeah.
think that is made from that publisher. So there is so much potential that they can do from getting that. Like, because I feel if you hit Sony at their home base by going after a Japanese studio, that's it. Like, if you get Bungie, that's huge, right? Because then PlayStation can't fuck with Bungie. But then if you get that Japanese publisher, that's all she wrote, because then Xbox's whole thing is complete. It's just complete. They have everything. They touched on every aspect of everything, while Sony will just have to keep kind of bringing out the same thing. They'll test the waters, but they can't test the waters like Xbox can, because they have so many studios. They can bring any and all types of games. So so no, let them keep COD. If the negotiation is right, if Sony is willing to play ball, if Sony isn't, you let them get it for a couple of years, and then after that, hold it and make COD not annual like they've already said that they were going to do, and maybe try to make it into Xbox's own version of like a COD Battlefield hybrid, because that's the one thing I'm not going to know that it's going to look weird to me going forward, is what's going to happen with Battlefield, because Battlefield has always been marketed by Microsoft. Now they got COD. Like, do they really need Battlefield anymore?
Yeah.
So on top of that, like, that's one of the things about COD that always pissed me off, was about just the destruction in the game. If you can't do what Battlefield does, I don't think they can. I think that stuff is patent to a certain degree. But if you can give some level of destruction,
the way they do it is like trademarked.
Right.
But if they find a different way to program it in, they can do it no problem.
Right, and we'll see that, and we'll see that going in. And that would be amazing. Like, those type of things would be great. And then just make it exclusive at that point. But but I feel Sony's going to play ball, because that is their number one seller. That is the number one game every year. When you look at that, I don't think I've ever seen Call of Duty being number 2. And I could be wrong.
Bro, that was the key. That was the key. You know, like how they love using those sale numbers for consoles for the PS4.
Yeah,
Call of Duty was the key to that whole thing. It wasn't any of their exclusives or anything like that.
Well,
that was the key.
Fortnite too, and the free online, where people can play free to play games online for free.
That's great. I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, those two were huge for them. But this right here, that's what I said. The leverage. Fortnite will probably move up to be number 1, and then NBA 2K, Madden, they'll stay in FIFA. They'll stay in the top 4. But I mean, if COD gets taken away from them, man, that's going to really hurt them, and Sony knows that. So that's why I feel like, hey, give us what we want, and we'll keep it on there. And then while people will go over here like, oh, look, Xbox is soft, everybody else is going to be clowning, and then these people ain't going to care about Persona or the Final Fantasies anymore, because they're all going to be multi-plat like they're supposed to be. And then Xbox is still going to reap the benefits, because they're going to get double, triple the money. And
dude, if they say Microsoft is soft, I'll just tell them, hey, can you just do me a favor and go buy another Call of Duty game for me? Just because I want to make sure that there's enough money in the bank for the next like content drop in Halo. or the next kind of like DLC expansion for Forza, and really let them know that every time they buy a Call of Duty, they're helping fund the exclusives that I play on Xbox. But shout out to Sir
They've
X
been
Man hitting up that super chat real quick, and this is funny because Dark responded to this. Yo, Sir X Man said, "I want DOA Extreme Volleyball," and Dark
Yeah, of
says,
course you do.
Dark says
Dirty
Sir
old
X Man
man.
is a dirty, dirty old man.
Dirty old
It's
man.
true.
You can,
But
I
that's here's the thing.
Mhm.
PlayStation gamers don't realize that they've been funding Xbox games for
True.
because Xbox owns a lot of companies that do like uh
Like the
graphics
physics
and stuff
engine
The
and
for
the
stuff like
engines
that.
and
certain
stuff
Yeah.
like that.
games,
Yeah. Mhm.
engines and stuff.
Yeah,
So
but it's not
like
as much like
no,
owning
it's not as
Call.
much as
Yeah.
like Call of Duty, but
Yeah, Call of
it's
Duty
not to
was.
that extent. But no, but I mean that's the thing. Like I've been doing it so I mean, you're kind of beating a dead horse, you know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and also Call of Duty's. I mean, Xbox is raking in so much extra money because of the mobile market, the mobile side of it. Because there's Call of Duty Mobile. There's other things. So like, yeah, like this is another reason why I feel WB
Well,
is still in play because of their mobile market over there. So I look, man, Xbox is not done for acquiring. But my last point is this: I said this years ago. Xbox is tired of they're cutting out the middleman. They got fucked so bad last gen by the second and third party. They're like, hell with it. We're not even we're just gonna buy them. Hell with the middleman from here on out. Like Sony, we don't know what Sony does. Maybe Sony offers way more money, or maybe Sony sits there and just has greater relationships. But the middleman has been fucking us all last gen. We're not having it no more. So that's it.
Hey, great point, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, on that note, I think everybody pretty much covered it. I did want to talk about the Sony kind of like 3-tier their answer to Game Pass, but we're gonna have to hold that for next Thursday. I think people are still
Yeah,
gonna
we
be
probably won't
talking
ever
about
get
it.
to that. So,
What happened?
Mm-hmm.
so we'll probably never get to that.
No,
Something will probably happen next week.
yeah. Well, I mean, if they
I'm
do,
telling you, dude. I'm telling you, dude. The gaming news is soon here. So
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
we
Just
probably won't even get to that.
well, it depends. I don't think we're gonna get an announcement as big as what happened with Activision or whatnot, and I think I could get it in there
No.
because I think it's interesting. You know, a lot of people out there they really were out there being adamant that Sony and PlayStation doesn't need to compete with Game Pass, and then you look at this 3-tier system, and there's a couple funny things in there in the supposed 3-tier system that I definitely want to talk to you guys about, but we'll hold that for next Thursday. I do have to work tomorrow morning. We're preparing for quite possibly a snowstorm for Saturday. Shit's getting interesting
Nor'easter.
over here in New England, by the way. And I gotta say, yo, shout out to the chat. You guys have been absolutely incredible. If you haven't done it yet, definitely hit that thumbs up button. Share the link out. Let people know that we go live every Thursday at 8 p.m. It is definitely the place to be on Thursdays when it comes to gaming podcasts. But you guys have been absolutely outstanding. Love the back and forth, seeing what you guys are talking about in the chat. It is one of the highlights for me doing this show every week, and you guys definitely do not disappoint me on that. But, like a 40-year-old with a comb over, it is time to get those plugs in. And I am going to start with the man, the myth, the legend, the creator of hashtag Crispy Truth. Of course, Crispy Bomb. Crispy, what do you got going on, bro?
Oh man, always a pleasure, gentlemen. Shout out to the chat. Awesome conversations. May disagree, but it don't matter. At Chris Baum on Twitter, Chris Baum 28 Xbox Live tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. We have Breakfast with Boom. Yes, we have a Gears topic. It's a big one too. Might drop some bombs.
Oh yeah.
We got Retro Renegade 7 p.m. Tuesday night. And of course, you can find me back here on the next podcast, 8 p.m. Thursdays, prime time.
Oh yeah, love it when you say prime time, brother. That's good. Gears tomorrow, huh? That's gonna be interesting. You're gonna probably go off for a little bit on that one.
No, you know it, buddy.
Nice. And let's go to Dark. Dark, what's going on? Are you creating your own PlayStation YouTube channel where you're gonna make a podcast that just hates on the Xbox? What's the deal?
Making a PlayStation channel, hating on every PlayStation gamer that doesn't game.
Yeah, he's gonna grab names from the community and just make videos on them.
My head just spun around like The Exorcist. I don't even know.
But no, you guys can find me on Twitter, Darkonimus. You can also find Xbox and PlayStation at the same. As always, you guys can find me here on the next podcast, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on Thursdays.
On Thursdays, that's right. And
Almost said Friday.
Yeah, you did. You thought you were on Crossfire for a second, which is weird.
I know, man.
It's not even the same format over here, but okay.
It's not even the same thing, dude. What are you doing?
Let's see. Then we got. Well, before we get to K Mega, I want to give a shout out to Predator. Again, he was up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. He had to go to bed early. And I just want to let you know that right about now, he is laying in bed, his thumb in his mouth, and he is balls deep in a stuffed turtle. That's what's going on right now. So shout out.
And that's gonna be
shout out to
be on his next OnlyFans video. And
yeah,
I'm gonna be paying for that.
He's gonna be paying for that shit. But yo,
with his 3-incher.
Yo, K Mega, I'm hearing rumblings that you are gonna have a fire show tomorrow. Some really hot topics. Let people know about that. And of course, what's going on with your YouTube channel, Twitch? Now's the time for all that stuff, brother.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. First time ever. We're gonna have Mooch on the show tomorrow night, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. Miss K is gonna join us. You know what I'm saying? A newcomer out there. His name is John Wolf. I'm going to look for somebody else to want to come and join us. You know, because it's going to be spicy. Mooch is going to talk fast, and it's going to be fun. But we're definitely going to have a good time. So I hope you guys come and check us out tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central, the Lord's time, 9 p.m. Eastern, the Devil's time, 6 p.m. Relax time.
Did you say? Oh, I thought you said that LA was the devil's time.
No, he said Eastern was the devil's time because he's a hater.
Okay. Saints time. Yeah, we could Saints time. So, but yeah, come and check us out, man.
East Coast is the pagan time.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Wicker pagans.
I can't look at my watch anymore because I'm in.
Oh,
May we bring our snow to you, K Mega.
You know what? We supposed to get snow. Hey, if y'all drop, how many inches y'all say y'all gonna drop over here? I mean, over there.
In some places, up to like 18.
18, yeah, that was shut down Oklahoma. Nobody ain't going.
Yo, I heard the look on your face
for 2 weeks, motherfucker.
Because Oklahoma's flat, dude. Yeah, Oklahoma's flat. It has some holes. It has some hills, but it is.
He said it has some holes.
It's flat.
It does have some holes. No, it has some holes too. Definitely has some holes with K Mega living there, you know.
But they got that type of weather. Yeah, no, that would devastate us, man. Yeah, a lot of people would be at home chilling.
Dude, and the funny thing about that, we get 18 inches of snow.
He says that he says it's like he even goes anywhere, anyways.
Oh, he called him. This just in: Dark Optimus claims that K Mega is a hermit.
I thought you said Kermit.
Listen,
he's definitely Kermit too.
I've done so much moving around in my earlier years, so I do enjoy being at home. But no, I do go and partake and doing some things. But of course, with this crazy ass pandemic going on, I don't
It's
mind
hard.
staying
It's
at
hard,
home. Yeah.
man.
So, but yeah, no, but y'all check us out. See if if I got enough energy. Hopefully, I will. We'll do fight night after that. So, yeah, we're gonna do that. Then fight night Sunday will come, and then yeah, just have to come and check us out. Check us
Mooch
out,
is
man.
gonna drain all that energy from you
No,
tomorrow.
he's
That's
not.
gonna be
No,
an
he's not.
awesome show, bro. Like
Mooch is gonna.
gonna
Oh
be
yeah, you trying to
swerving.
drain him.
He gonna be
Drain
swerving.
him. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna pace himself because he knows when he comes over here, when he comes over here to GRG, he's not gonna be. That's a whole nother animal, Jack. You know what I'm saying? I'm in control of the tools, so yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Wow, that's gonna be an awesome show, guys. Definitely tune
Yeah.
into that K Mega's channel. But this show is done, but just for tonight. We will be back again Thursday, 8 p.m. Next Thursday,
Yes,
I am
sir.
working, so it's gonna be more like 8:10 ish because it is a work day for me. But I will, as soon as I get out of work, I will start racing down the river road and getting home to set everything up for you guys. And as always, I love getting together with this panel and talking gaming news every week. Thank you guys so much for all the support, all the love. Go ahead and share the show out, share the channel out, consider becoming a member, all that good stuff. But until next week, you guys have a great night, and we will see you on the next podcast.
Peace.
Laters.
This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.